What's up, everybody? Welcome back in. Happy Sunday. It is I'll get this. I'm off. I'm very, very off on this Sunday. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back in to Let's Talk Live here on the LTL Media channel. I hope everybody had a fantastic Sunday. Let's see. The Pats got their asses handed to them again. So I think they're officially the worst team in the league right now. But yeah, got their asses handed to them. And I was kind of following the score along with work today. I actually haven't even had a chance to sit down and watch a game this year because I've been working like every Sunday, or if I'm not working, I've been out doing standouts and helping out with Karen Reed stuff. So good to have everybody back in. Live show. We're going to have some fun tonight. There's no audio. What's going on? Can we not hear me? I'm cutting in and out. How's that? Better? Do I sound better now? Audio is fine? Okay. No cutting out. All right, great. Back on track. But no, nice to see everybody back here tonight. And I don't know. I thought I would go back. It was funny. I was driving home from work last night, and I was literally like, I have nothing for the Sunday show. And I had this kind of weird feeling. I was like, you know what? I think I had these feelings like, I think it's almost been a year to the date since the first time I interviewed Aiden on my channel. And I went and looked at the date, and it was October 18th, 2023. And I was like, holy shit, what is the chance of that? So I said, let's do this. Let's go over that tonight. And I want to see like how far we've come, because this is all pre-trial. And I want to see, the dynamics there. So I thought that would be interesting to go through that, have some fun with it, react, review it. And we'll do that tonight. So nice to see everybody in here, see some Go Squad members. Let's kick this off. I saw a new member here in the chat a couple of minutes ago. M. Fitz has become a new YouTube member. So let's do this. We'll add $5 to the total. And then I'm going to do this tonight. Tonight, any donation that comes in tonight via Super Chat, membership, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, whatever it may be, let's take 25% of that, and we're going to kick that back to Turtleboy's Defense Fund tonight. So we're going to raise some money for TB tonight. Okay, so let's do this. Let's pull up, my live from almost a year to the date, a little bit over the year of the date, and we'll go through this. And this is the first time Aiden had ever been on my show. So nice to see everybody. Welcome in. We're going to get started here. So we have $5. We'll kick that off, and 25% of all donations tonight will get kicked back to Turtleboy's Defense Fund. I'd love to at least get $50 over there to him tonight. That's our goal. $50 tonight. All right, let's get on with it here. 1 year ago, my interview with one Aiden Turtleboy Carney. And what I want to keep everybody now, listen, I was still very fresh to the case. I was still very fresh to Karen's case at this point. I think I had only been talking about it just a couple of weeks. So I had just gone through like the probable cause affidavit. I started doing some research. I reviewed some of the videos on Turtleboy's channel. And I said, you know what? I'm just going to reach out to him and get him on the show and have him tell us about Karen's case, because I want to hear it from the guy that was, covering this thing, getting it out to the public, letting the world know of what was going on in Canton, all the corruption. So we're going to play through this tonight. I think it would be good to go back and look. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this. So again, 25% of all donations tonight will get kicked back to one Aiden Turtleboy Carney's Defense Fund. All right, here we go. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the LTL podcast. We are here live on October 18th, 2023. I cannot friggin' believe that we are like almost through this year already. It's been crazy. And I have a very, very special guest on the panel today. And if you don't know who this is, we've talked a lot about him and a lot about the Karen Reed case lately, but I'll give you a little bit of a bio before we ask our first question. So Aiden Carney is AKA Turtleboy. He's a former school teacher, award-winning journalist that battles big tech censorship, threats, and political correctness to protect free speech and democracy. He's currently taken a huge interest in the controversial Canton, Mass. John O'Keefe Karen Reed case that involves the death of a Boston police officer. He's done his own independent investigation and has written about 170 entries on his website, turtleboynews.com. About
TBDailynews.com.
I'm sorry, TBD. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. And he's recently been arrested, facing several criminal charges, including witness intimidation, for his outspoken defense. What happened was we had this lined up for Aiden to actually come on my channel before he got arrested. And literally the night before he was supposed to come on the channel is when he got arrested for witness intimidation. So this is all after that. And this was on October 18th, 2023. I can't believe it's been almost a year. And he's got Karen Reed, the woman on trial for allegedly killing her boyfriend. Real quick, just some highlight points here. He goes on to say, Facebook page with over 100,000 followers removed, 32 businesses business pages taken down. Your blog has been blacklisted by Google AdSense. Phone numbers are permanently banned from creating Twitter accounts.
And, used to be. Elon fixed that.
I got you. Yeah. And you said that it's cost you $100,000. Why keep going? What's the drive?
The truth, man. I mean, it's just like I love what I do, and you know that I think that you got that from my book that I published almost 4 or 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
And you know, a lot has obviously changed since then. It's grown tremendously since then. There's been a lot of obstacles to get where I am today, but you just got to keep. When you love what you do, you will not allow other people to stop you from doing what you do. Like this whole bullshit about arresting me. Like this is supposed to get me to give up and quit. They got the wrong guy. They should have read my book. Don't waste your time trying to stop me.
I have to say this. So I admire, all the adversity that you've gone through in the past, couple of months here. I have to admire because I'm a huge advocate and a lot of people that watch my channel are a huge advocate of free speech. And I talk about it all the time. And I was just, I'm going to tell you, I was fucking so nervous during this interview too. I remember this. I was so nervous because this was really the first big guest that I had on my channel, on my panel, because I used to just like solo panels or just have friends come on. So this was like the first real guest that I had, big celebrity guest, on my channel. And I was so fucking nervous. I was so nervous talking to you, backstage about it, how I feel like, our channels here. And I think I almost feel like mainstream media, YouTube, whatever the powers that be, those big corporate entities, they want to shut down. They want to shut us down. They don't want us talking. And I think that a lot of it is because, we've gotten smarter and we have the power of the internet now at the tip of our hands, where 20 years ago, we didn't have that. We didn't have those resources. And I think, in the sense that just, if they can silence people from speaking and speaking the truth, that's what happens in these cases. How do you feel about that?
I mean, that's exactly what I exist to fight back against, is censorship, especially when powerful institutions, including the government, use their authority to silence dissenting voices. It's never like,
I know, right?
It's never the people they agree with that they're trying to, silence. It's the dissenters. And it's been happening ever since I started Turtleboy. You're not supposed to say the things that I say, but it's never been as blatant and obvious as what happened a week ago. Right. And I'm sorry that I was supposed to go on your show a week ago.
Yeah.
But shit happened.
Yeah, of course.
I got arrested, and a lot. To me, like it's almost better because you get a much better show out of this. Like we have a shitload more we can talk about now.
You're right.
There's kind of a lull in the Karen Reed story because there's not another hearing until January. Right. But now we're just like, let's go. Now I'm part of the story.
But I have to say, though, man, you were super gracious. You've been in contact with me the whole time. You'd be like, hey, dude, I'm sorry. Like, just circumstances. I'm like, I get it, bro. Like, you need to take care of your shit.
Yeah.
I knew of Turtleboy. I knew who he was. I knew about all the political things that he used to stand up and call out, political affiliates and entities in our area of all their wrongdoings. I knew of his his blog for years. I heard him with Jerry Callahan. Used to do Jerry Callahan a lot, but I didn't personally know him or know like of him in this way. So it was really, like I said, the first time of him coming on my channel. I was like, I was so fucking nervous. I remember this, and I kind of like eased down a little bit. But that intro, I was really nervous reading that. And I told him, I was like, oh, I got a little intro for you tonight. Just to let everybody know, 25% of donations tonight will be donated back to Turtleboy's Defense Fund. All right, let's keep playing on here. This is pretty good. I haven't seen this in a long time.
So let me ask you, and I'm very curious about this because I haven't heard much about it. But tell me how you first became involved in Karen Reed's case. Like what first got you into this?
Well, on April 17th, maybe a couple days earlier, I had seen an NBC 10 headline about a deleted Google search in the Karen Reed case. And I'm like, oh, I remember that story. That was like the woman who hit her boyfriend. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that story. Like it was in the news over a year ago, and then you kind of forgot about it. And then you see that, and you're like, deleted Google search. Well, click on that. And then it's like and Alan Jackson, the attorney, was saying that these charges need to be dropped based on this. And so I'm like, I'm going to read more about that when I get home. And other people were like, you need to read the whole case filing. And so I read the whole case filing. It was the 17th, April 17th. And every page I read on Alan Jackson's 94-page affidavit was crazier than the last. And I made a Facebook post saying, I am reading and working on a story right now that is mind-boggling. That is just like, it is a story of a cop who appears to have been killed by another cop, and then an innocent woman is framed. And a lot of people in the comments are like, oh, it's the Canton story. Turtleboy's picking this up. And so I spent the next like 8 hours researching this and writing my story. And I hit the publish button at 3:30 in the morning, and it crashed the website. Like that's what the traffic time. Like everyone was reading this. That story has over, I think, 500,000 views today.
Wow.
And it was the begin. Like usually I write a story like this, and if it gets a lot of views, it gets a lot of views, and then you move on to the next story. Not this one. This one's special because there's a new twist and turn every day that you didn't know about the day before. And they kind of make it easy for you because they give you content. Like locking me up or trying to is content. Like that's all I saw the whole ride down from Stoughton, or from Holden to Stoughton. I was just like, cash money. Like I'm working on a documentary right now, a major production company, which I'm not going to say who.
Good.
I've signed an exclusivity deal with them a couple months ago, and we're filming and we're doing this. And I'm just like, the whole time down, I'm like, I can't wait to tell them. This is going to be like, this story just got so much better. Oh my God. Thank you for making me a big part of the story. I'm going to write these people the biggest thank you card after this is all over.
It's funny though, because like, I knew about this, and just like you were saying, like it's been in the back of my head, and I have friends that live in Mansfield, and we go over and kick it around on a Sunday, the football game, and like we'll kick around things that that go around, and I always kept saying like, I always remembered that case about the cop that supposedly got hit and killed, and we would always talk about it. And then a couple of weeks ago, when I came back around, I started really diving into it. And then it got me down the wormhole, and I went, holy shit, like Turtleboy's covering this. I'm like, I know who Turtleboy is. Like I've known about him for years, and I know like you've been on with Jerry Callahan in the past, and I'm like, holy shit, like I know who this is. And then I stumbled upon your YouTube page, and I watched your little 30-minute documentary, and we started reading like the PCA and comparing. I'm like, dude, something's not.
I was so green
right here. It's very strange and it's weird. And
I was so green. Oh my God. Because this is all very new to me. I wasn't like head in yet, It's, oh man, this is crazy. Like I was such like a novice back then.
and that's what kind of turned me on. And I was like, I got to get him on the show and have him talk about this, So
happy to.
Yeah. So let me ask you. So everything that you've gone through.
And I remember I wrote questions down. I was looking at my notes to try to keep me on track too.
They tried to arrest you, lock you up last week.
They did, yeah.
And I like I said, I admire that. You keep fighting for free speech.
I'm looking at my notes.
What lengths are you going to go to, man? Like,
I'll die for this, and I'm not.
Wow.
I'm not kidding. Like, it's like I'm not scared of jail. I'm not scared of dying. I don't give a shit. Because I'm not going to live life like that. Like, people will say, well, you have kids, you know, you have kids. Like,
So that super chat there is not one that happened tonight. That's from before. That's from this old stream. But I'll for my people that keeping track of any donations tonight, I'll call them out. So we're currently at $5.
yeah, so did Martin Luther King. So did John Adams. So did like great people in history don't become great because they go home and they, you know, avoid controversy. It's just like, I refuse to accept the fact that I live in a world where people can get murdered and have their bodies thrown on a lawn, and then an innocent person goes to jail for that because a corrupt institution frames them. I refuse to. I'd rather die than live in a world like that.
Yeah. Real quick, Patrick's asking, Sergeant Bukaki was there to arrest you. Why?
Yeah, so Bukaki was there, Tully was there, and Lieutenant Fanning was there. 3 people who I have been incredibly critical of in my reporting. Of all the people they could have sent, they sent those guys. And none of them live around here. I'm out in Central Mass. Like, they've probably never even been out here. And they couldn't wait to get down there. They wanted me to see their face. It was either like the fugitive unit guy was the guy. He was the one that put me in cuffs, and Tully is the one that read my rights to me. And he's like reading my rights. I'm like, dude, I already fucking know him. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I know. I get the right to remain silent. He's like, you're gonna stop? Yeah, I have to read. I'm like, yeah, shut the fuck up, dude. Just read, get it over with. We're standing in the street. Like, a lot of people in that situation would like cry. I'm like, I was kind of expecting it. Like, I didn't think it would be as crazy as the way they did it.
Right.
You know, but I'm always gonna remember these fucks. So that's what they are, these punks, these little punk bitches with badges and guns. You motherfuckers don't scare me. You don't scare me in the least. You thought you'd come over to my house and break me? Fuck you. That's what I think of you, Massachusetts State Police. Fuck you. I'm going to have the last laugh, and then I'm going to find out who all you are. And then the real fun is going to start. So you just made me so motivated. You made me want, like, I cannot wait to not only defend myself, but then sue you motherfuckers into oblivion. And your kids are going to go to public fucking school. Just understand that. You take them out of Catholic school now, enroll them in the public, because your ass is going to be owned by me. Just know that. Sorry, I'm fired up.
So let me ask you though. I mean, you go in hard. You're going in hard against law enforcement. Do you support law enforcement, or has your mind kind of changed about it?
My mind has changed because of it. I mean, but I have friends obviously that like a lot. I will give anyone benefit of the doubt. Like, human beings, I think we should all judge, because cops are human beings, and I think we should judge human beings based on our own interactions with them. If your interaction with the cop is positive and you like, then that's good. Then you trust that one particular cop. But I refuse. I am no longer living with the mentality that because you are wearing a uniform and a badge and a gun, I automatically trust you. I used to feel that way. I no longer do. Like, I think it's like I view them now as human beings who are flawed, and I'm sure most are great people, and I'll trust them, but I'm no longer going to just immediately trust you because you're a cop. I think that's what's changed me.
Has that changed you because of you know, what you've gone through or what you've discovered in this case?
Both.
A little both. Yeah.
Both, but definitely more what I've discovered in this case, because not like the fact that these guys can, if any other line of work was like this, like I was a teacher. If one of another teacher was like accused of being like inappropriate with kids, all of the other teachers would socially ostracize them. You'd be like, oh, fuck that guy. I don't want anything to do with that motherfucker. He's creepy as shit. But cops, like, I've yet to, I mean, a lot of people tell me privately, but no one will publicly in the state police call out Michael Proctor. And that's the cultural problem that exists there, is that these people, like, you should be ashamed of that guy. You should be ashamed to wear the same uniform as that guy. He disgraces you. People don't trust you because of him. He's doing this, and fuck that guy. Like, that's the way you should look at him.
Mm-hmm. How's Karen Reed and her family feel about you supporting?
I mean, I think they're happy about it.
Yeah.
I have a great relationship with the Reed parents and Nathan Reed as well. And we've become friends over this because, you know, I'm fighting for their daughter. They've been fighting for much longer. And why wouldn't you like me if you were them, quite frankly?
Right. Yeah, of course, of course. So I want to get into kind of some of the case findings, because this is kind of the three things that have always popped out to me, and I'd love you to just kind of talk a little about them. Let me throw three of them at you, and then we can kind of bust into them one by one. 62 feet at 24 miles an hour. John O'Keefe's injury, especially to his arm, and no lower body injuries. And then the Haas Long to die in cold. Can you talk a little bit about that? How you kind of broke down that process, and kind of in your investigating and peeling the layers of the onion back, how you came to those conclusions that it just doesn't add up.
Yeah, so the 62 feet thing, for the longest time, for like the last 18 months, the theory has always been that Karen Reed killed him with a 3-point turn. A turtle rider named Justin did a computer simulation.
Still have the same hat.
It's part 73 in our series, showing, which I hadn't thought of before, that if it was a 3-point turn, then it would be the left taillight that was broken. And I think then they realized, shit, that's not going to work. So, and you can't accelerate that much doing a 3-point turn because there's not enough room. So they're like, okay, let's just say 62. Like, we'll say 62 feet that she went 24 miles an hour in reverse. And so in order to I went down to Fairview Road, and I'm like, so John was found here.
Right.
So that means it must have started up here. And it's like in front of the neighbor's house. And so we are to believe that John got out of the car in the corner, not the driveway, the corner for some reason, and just stood there. Well, his crazy psycho bitch girlfriend drove up 62 feet, and he just stood. He's like, you going to hit me or not? And then she cranked it going 24 miles an hour in reverse in the snow. And he just stood there and took it, and somehow had dog bites out of it on his arm. No broken bones, no injuries. There's no dents on the car. He weighs 217 pounds. He gets thrown in the air 12 feet. And they want us to believe, and not a single person in the house saw it. None of the 2 ring cameras across the street caught it happening. None of it. And they want us to believe. And by the way, Ryan Nagel, the guy, they tell us this happens at 12:25 while Ryan Nagel was there. And somehow him and the 2 other people in the truck completely missed this.
Right.
It's
Don't
just,
see anything.
you have to be functionally okay, short bus, if you believe this. Like, you're just stupid. You shouldn't be allowed to vote. You shouldn't be allowed to brush your own teeth. You are a disgraceful, stupid human being, and you should bow your head in shame for being that dumb.
Yeah, I went out there a couple of weeks and I live streamed from there just so my audience can see, the neighborhood where the house was in correlation to like where all the cameras would be. And I was surprised, like looking at where I don't know what the address is across the street, but literally that camera that's dead center above the door on the house there, it would literally capture everying that was supposed to go on that night.
Everything.
So what's going on with that video? Is there any video of it?
Who lives in that house, right? 31 Fairview. That home
I don't know.
Is owned by Tom Kelleher, the deputy police chief of Canton.
Okay.
And according to Michael Proctor, he asked him for video of his ring camera, and Kelleher told him, nah, it didn't catch anything.
Thank you.
But of course, that's what Proctor said. I bet you that conversation never occurred. And Kelleher graduated the same year from high school as Nicole Albert, his neighbor, and knew Brian Albert for a long time. He ain't gonna rat on him. He's not gonna do something to send him to jail. And what Proctor should have done if he was a real cop would said, you're going to give me that tape. We need to see that tape. It's not up to you to tell us that nothing is on that tape. I need to see that tape and enter it into evidence. But of course he didn't do that because he knows what he would find on that tape. Again, with this, the cover up in this story isn't necessarily what they did do. It's what they didn't do. It's what they never interviewed the plow driver. They never asked for ring camera video, right? They never interviewed the people that were inside the house. They didn't do anything. They just were like, Karen Reed did it, and that's it.
Tell us about.
So real quick, I just want to do this. Reporting for jury duty. Thank you for becoming a new YouTube member. So we'll add $10 to the total. We're at $10 for the total. That is the biggest sticking point for me in this whole thing. Okay. And that's the big argument that I have with everybody all the time. It says, oh, Karen did it. Karen did it. Karen did it. Karen did it. That is the video. That is the video that would sink her in 2 seconds if Karen did this. Why would they not turn that over? I talked about it on the very, very first day of trial, the opening statements. If you wanted to make an impact, and you have the video of Karen Reed doing this, then why wouldn't you just use that, Mr. Adam Lally, in your opening statement? Karen Reed hit and killed John O'Keefe. Bang, there's the video. Well, the reason why they don't have the video is it didn't happen. Karen didn't hit John. So there's no video of that. And two, we know what else would be found on that video. John's body being dragged and put on the front lawn. I mean, argue me that point. Anybody, argue me that point. Why would you not just turn over the video if Karen Reed, if you have the video of Karen Reed doing this, lined up, kill, you have a ring, there's a ring camera right there. The video didn't work? You got erased? My camera wasn't on? Oh, how ironic. How ironic. That is the ceiling point in this case. The sticking point, ceiling point. That's it. Where's the video? There is none because Karen didn't do it. All right, let's keep playing.
About the plow driver, what you found out about it, because I know that you actually talked to him, correct?
That's like what I always argued about. All these fools that come at me and they call me crazy. Oh, you're the crazy one. You know, this is X, Y, and Z, X, Y, Z, X, Y, Z. Okay, well, just show me the video then. There's a ring camera over that house. Across the street would have had literally the clearest view of the area that supposedly Karen hit John and took off. Right? I mean, that would have just been, you wouldn't have had to gone on for an 8-week trial. It would have been over if Karen did it. But no video. Why? Because it didn't happen. But we do know what happened. John's body being carried out and dumped on the front lawn. That's what's on that video. Let me just pull this up. Reporting for jury duty. Thank you so much. 5 gifted memberships, so we'll add $25 to the total. So we should be at 35. 35. Thank you so much. And I just had a Cash App come in for $10. Says free Turtleboy, free Karen Reed. Thank you, Brian. No, thank you. I appreciate it. And 25% of all donations tonight will be kicked back to Turtleboy's defense fund tonight. Let's raise some money for Turtleboy. All right, let's keep playing here.
And so I became aware of that the road was plowed that day. And Michael Proctor had a police report from back in January of 2022. And the police report said that the town of Canton does not plow Fairview Road, that a subcontractor does it. And so that no Canton DPW employees had plowed Fairview Road that day. Well, rumors started spreading. And I was told that a man by the name of Brian Lucky Laughran was in charge of plowing that road and that he worked for the town of Canton. And I tried reaching to him a couple months ago. He didn't get back to me on Facebook. Then I got his phone number. So I gave him a call and I'm like, this is worth a shot. I call him up and he's willing to talk to me. I'm like, hey, Lucky. Yeah, this is Eden Carney from Turtleboy News. Hello. Okay. And then I'm like, so did you plow Fairview Road that night? And he's like, yep. He was just willing to talk. He's like, yeah, he said, he told me that he plowed Fairview Road at 2:30. And I said, was there a body on the lawn when you went by? No. I said, would you have seen a body if a body was there? He is absolutely, because I sit up high and I had bright lights on and I was going slowly and I looked from side to side.
And I can concur with that because I'm going to tell you something. My dad, way back in the day when my dad was, well, that's what he did. My dad was like a dirt hauler and an asphalt hauler and heavy equipment hauler for like 40 years. And I remember my dad going out and going plowing as well. And sometimes I would go out plowing with him. And I remember when he'd be out on the highway, like plowing the highway, you know, if you've ever been in like a dump truck, you're up high. They use that illuminated lights that are over the plow so you can see the road and you can see everything when you're up that high. And with all those lights illuminating, you can see the road almost perfect. So I've been in that position before. You would have seen it. You would have seen anything that's out in front of you. And I can tell you, plow drivers are super acute, and their eyes are very sharp. They're very acute to what's around them because they don't want to hit anything. You have this huge metal device that's on the front of your truck, and you literally could damage anything. You could hit a car, you could hit a person, you could hit a dog, whatever it may be. So they're very acute and very in tune to what's going on in front of them. So I've been there, as a kid. I remember like my dad taking me out, and, we've loaded equipment before. So I've been in heavy equipment before and driven. Once those big spotlights come on, they super illuminate the road. And you can see everything. I just want to do this really quick. Wow. Paula B, thank you so much. A $100 super chat. Thank you so much. She says, I love your channel, style of journalism, and your generosity of always giving back. Don't quit. Well, I have no quit, and I'm definitely not quitting. And it's subscribers like you and the subscribers that are here, night after night when I do these live Monday, Wednesday, Sunday at usually 8 p.m. I'm usually here 8 p.m. 3 nights a week. And then we have our members only during the week too. You all make the channel run. If you don't come to these videos and don't come into the lives and push them, the channel doesn't run. So I'm just very appreciative when there is a live audience here and we can have some great conversations and I can get some insight. And that's what I want to do here. My style is not for everybody. My style is not for everybody, but the people that do want to be here, I really do appreciate that. And I enjoy what I do. I love doing this. I want to turn this into my career someday and get better at it and hone my craft. And, we're getting there. We're getting there. I'm getting ready to move into a larger studio, hopefully this week. So I'll be signing another lease here in this building for another year. I'll be here till November of 25. So my lease will go to November of 25. So I'm very excited about that. We'll have a larger space and we can start having more people in, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. This has come a long way in just under a year, really. And I'm still learning. It takes time to do this. YouTube doesn't happen overnight, but I'm super appreciative of everybody, being here. So thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. Let's keep going on. Thank you, Paula. That was very, very nice of you. All right, let's keep rolling.
Okay. So, and he goes, the FBI came and tracked me down and told me that there was GPS data in my truck that put me there. And so I was talking, they asked me and I told them the same thing. I said, the FBI talked to you?
Wow.
Ooh, that's interesting. Didn't know that. And then I said, did you do it again? He's like, I came back at around 3 a.m. and I couldn't do it because there was a Ford Edge parked directly where John's body would be discovered 3 hours later at 6. So just to review, 2:30. So Cameron Reed allegedly hits him at 12:30 or around there. Right. Yep. So his body should be there at 2:30, except there's no body at 2:30. And then a Ford Edge appears. And then there is a body. So that Ford Edge is either involved in the murder or knows information about who did what. Whoever was driving that Ford Edge should be tracked down immediately. That's what real police would do. So I published this interview, and Michael Proctor and Bukaki see the acronym FBI and probably are shitting their pants. They're like, fuck, they found this guy. We tried to avoid talking to him for so long, but they found him. And they go down and interview him. And I've published the entire interview. And he tells them the same exact story. No body, and then Ford Edge, and then a body. So you would think at that point they would be like, okay, a cop was killed here. One of our brothers in blue, back the blue. Let's go and find out who that car was. We need that all points bulletin. That's a cop killer, right?
Right.
And as it turns out, at least 4 members of the Albert family drive a Ford Edge. Colin Albert, Kevin Albert, Brian Albert, and Tristan Morris, the probably future husband of Caitlin Albert. And so
I'm going to pause this really quick and get to this. Julie G, thank you so much for the $20 Aussie. I appreciate that. We'll make that $20 US. We'll add that in to the total. So I've been following you both. You both have the best channels, Melbourne, Australia. Good eye, mate. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thanks for your donation. And like I said, 25% of all donations. Oh, my voice cracked. Oh, 25% of all donations tonight will get kicked back to Turtleboy's Defense Fund. TB's Defense Fund. Joanne, thank you so much. Yeah, I can't wait. I think it's going to be awesome moving into the larger space. We're going to have 2 rooms in there. I got a lot of work to do getting it set up and getting it rolling and being able to be a little bit more comfortable. You know, it's small in here. So being able to stretch our legs a little bit more and have some fun in there, I think it's going to be great. So I'm really looking forward to it. All right, let's keep playing on, players. And again, I was very, very green to the case back then. This is October 18, 2023. I had only been really looking into Karen Reed's case just a few weeks, and I was very honored to have TB over here and hang out on the channel. And again, everything he's kind of hitting me with is still very new because I didn't really know much about the case then. But and that's why I kind of felt weird. I didn't have a lot of follow-up for him. So, but it ended up working out really well. This was a lot of fun, and Aiden was very, very informative during this live. All right, let's keep playing.
So they do nothing in the last 2 months since finding out this
Kelly,
information.
how are you? We have uncivil law.
Proctor and Bukaki. The only thing they've done is try to come after me.
Cool,
they've been building this.
Not that
they've
you're
been
all
watching
cool.
hundreds of hours.
You're all cool too, but I got some great people. And Kurt from Uncivil Law. If you haven't gone over and checked out his channel, he does daily cases over there. He does really great videos too. I wish I could have the patience to sit down and do videos like you do, Kurt. But very informative, fun channel, lawyer. And if you want to go over and check out Uncivil Law. Make sure to subscribe to him if you haven't. And he does some Karen Reed stuff too. Kelly Reed, we know who that is. Hello, Kelly. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, by the way, while we have a little bit of a pause here, I want to let you know. Next Saturday. All right. So Friday night is the Halloween party. The Karen Reed Turtleboy Halloween party. I will be going to that. Lauren from DC will be coming up. She's going to go to that. And Lauren from DC is the young lady that put on the first free Karen Reed standout on essentially right outside of the White House. She's been on my channel a couple times, but Lauren's going to be coming up here. Lauren and I are actually talking and coordinating right now to do a standout in January, right around the time of when Karen's trial starts. So we're going to go out and do that. And this Saturday, and I'm going to get up and I'm going to talk to Paul Cristoforo so I can get it up on Karen Reed's standout website. This Saturday, we're going to do a combined standout in Dedham from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I would love it if you all can make it out there with us. But we're going to do a standout, a free Karen Reed standout, and a Enrique Delgado Garcia. So we're going to combine the two. We'd love to have everybody out there with us on Saturday. If not, me and Lauren will be out there for 2 hours on this next Saturday, standing out for justice. And maybe we can pull some people out there with us and hang out. I know it's normally on Sunday, but I said, hey, we have time on Saturday because Lauren's going back on Sunday, but she's going to be out here this weekend, and we're going to do that. So I'll get the announcement up soon, and I'm going to reach out to Paul to see if he can add it to the website, and we're going to do kind of a combined standout. So we're going to do Karen Reed and Enrique Delgado Garcia. And of course, any of the other people that want to come, Sandra Birchmore, Justin Root, please join us. We want to be out there and give some awareness. So if you're in the area, come out from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. We will be out there. Okay, let's do this. I just had a couple more chats come in. Reporting for jury duty. Thank you so much. $20 says, I love when Brian blushes. Brian is the media daddy. Oh, I like that. But Turtleboy is daddy. Turtleboy definitely is daddy. But thank you for reporting. We'll add that to the total. I appreciate that. And Kelly, thank you for becoming a new YouTube member. We'll add another $5 to that. I appreciate that. And again, 25% of all donations that come in tonight will go kicked back to Turtleboy's Defense Fund tonight. So it'll be really great. So on Saturday, again, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., we will be out there hanging out and standing out for justice. So I will get that up soon. I'll make the announcement official on the LTL media page, Facebook page, put it on my personal page, get it out there on Twitter. And I also will coordinate with Paul Cristoforo. And I think Dina runs the site. So maybe I can get that up as an announcement for that weekly standout. So hope all of you all going to the Halloween party. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you get your tickets. All right, let's keep getting through this interview from a year ago. First time ever interviewing Turtleboy, Aiden Carney. Oh, I got a spinning wheel. Fun. Let's go back a little bit. Oh boy, we got buffering. I can't wait to get to the other room. I'll have a hard line. No more Wi-Fi. It'll be a hard line. Come on, the little engine that could. Oh God, let me release it. All right. Usually when I release it and bring it back up, we get we get it. All right. Kerry, thank you so much. $50 super chat. I appreciate that. It says free Karen Reed, free Turtleboy, justice for Officer John O'Keefe. Thank you all for your hard work. Thank you, Kerry. Very, very kind of you. We'll add that to the total. We're at 240 right now, and 25% will get kicked back to one Aiden Turtleboy Carney's defense fund tonight. Thank you all so much. All right, let's keep rolling on.
So you would think at that point they would be like, okay, a cop was killed here. One of our brothers in blue, back the blue. Let's go and find out who that car was. We need that all points bulletin. That's a cop killer, right?
Right.
And as it turns out, at least 4 members of the Albert family drive a Ford Edge. Colin Albert, Kevin Albert, Brian Albert, and Tristan Morris, the probably future husband of Caitlin Albert. And so they do nothing. In the last 2 months since finding out this information, Proctor and Bukaki, the only thing they've done is try to come after me. They've been building this. They've been watching hundreds of hours of my YouTube show and taking out of context quotes.
Welcome in, everybody.
And all for the purposes of drumming up some bullshit, bogus witness intimidation charge. And by the way, I saw the application for the warrant today. They put down in their application that I'm a flight risk. I got 2 kids,
a flight risk,
and you know what I mean, and a house, and a goddamn YouTube show every Tuesday and Saturday, and I'm a flight risk. And so
I don't think you're gonna go anywhere.
So they use that to arrest me instead of a summons, which is the appropriate course of action for a nonviolent person who's charged with a bullshit witness intimidation charge, which, by the way, is all based off of YouTube comments. They came with the search warrant for my house, my car, and all of my electronic devices. So they took it all. They ransacked my house for hours. They read everything in here. And all of this they just made up some bullshit as an excuse to get into my house and into my devices to find out what I know about them. These motherfuckers are so afraid of what I can do to them with the power of the pen. Not with physically. I know you state police out there. You're probably going to clip that. Oh, there's a threat. No, you cocksuckers. I'm not a physical threat to you. I am a threat to your job. I am a threat to your freedom because with the power of the pen, I expose you and I expose your corruption. And so bruises heal. You get punched in the face, you'll be okay. You ain't going to do shit 20 to life. And that's why I'm much more dangerous than any thug out there who would punch somebody in the face.
Well, they always say that the pen is mightier than the sword. You know, they always say that.
Correct.
Let's talk about the injuries, especially on the arm, because I know there's been a lot of controversy about that. Talk to us about the German Shepherd, and then talk to us about in the PCA how they state that John got the injuries on his arm.
Yeah. So they found his body in the autopsy.
Now, again, I'm still very new to this, so I'm still absorbing all this, and I remember looking at my notes and thinking like, all right, what are the key points that I want to hit on and have him talk about? You know, I had only been, so this is October, probably, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 lives that I've done just before all this. So I'm still absorbing the case at this point. And I just wanted him to come on and be very informative to my audience. So I'm still very green in the case. This is great. I love going back to look at all
the first
these
thing that
scenes.
Struck the defense as odd because it looked like he had been beat up by Mike Tyson. David, you know, he described it. He had 2 swollen, huge black eyes, a laceration in the back of the head, a couple cuts on the nose and stuff like that. All the injuries are to the face, except for the dog scratches, right? But he has chest, neck, pelvis, no broken bones, no bruises, which is weird because he allegedly got hit by a car, a tank, really, a 6,000-pound vehicle going 24 miles an hour in reverse.
I got a question, and maybe you can clarify this. Are they saying that she hit him, and by the power of the car, it made him, I guess, fly 12 feet in the air, or did she,
Yeah.
or was it that she ran him over?
They
That,
haven't said anything. The thing that they don't even have a theory. They just make shit up as they go along. 2 months ago, it was a 3-point turn.
right.
Now it's 24 miles an hour in reverse. They had to say it was a 3-point turn. They had to say it was 24 miles an hour in reverse because she didn't go in that direction. And so they've just they want us to forget that they said that for 18 months and charged her based on that.
Because that's always been very confusing to like me and my audience when we've gone through all of this, is that we could never really figure out, like, are they saying that he got ran over? I mean, we came to the conclusion that, like you said, 62 feet, 24 miles an hour with what, probably 2 to 5 inches of snow on the ground. And a lot of things, and I don't think people understand this either. And I've been down there. That road is on a slight grade. It actually goes up like 20 or 30 degrees, and it's on a curve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the curve gets you. I hit the curb.
Yeah,
when I did the recreation. I'm like, shit. So like Karen Reed's
In drive
master
weather, too.
race car driver in reverse. Like, dude, when I got 19, I felt like a psychopath. I'm like, holy fuck, that's scary for a human being to, if she actually did this, which clearly she did not. You would have to be the most skilled driver ever in the fucking snow, drunk, and
he's not getting called back, Kurt. They're not calling him back. Yeah, they're not calling him back. That's been all in newspapers down here. They're not calling him back. Coffee Cake, thanks for the 5. Where's Chloe's? You'd think someone by now would have come forward and said, we have her. That's a great point. So let's add $5. I know, Kurt, you're not gonna be able to make those. You're not gonna make those. Be able to make those videos anymore on Trooper Paul. Fucking disaster, right? Absolute disaster. That guy. Oh my God. No, it's a great point. It's a great point. Coffee Cake. Excuse me. Let's add $5 to the total. Oh, Lauren, thank you so much. Lauren in DC gifted $5. You got to put Lauren in DC. Lauren from DC in your whole title. And by the way, she's now a channel moderator here. She can help mod out. $5. She gifted 5 memberships. So welcome new members. I appreciate that. Let's add that to the total. Sophie's doing a great job of keeping the total. And again, like I said, 25% of all donations tonight, we're going to donate back to one Aiden Turtleboy Carney's Defense Fund. I love to help out as much as I can and help him out. Kurt says we can always hope the defense will call Trooper Paul. They probably will. Wait till the defense calls Proctor back up. Even if this goes to trial. Holy smokes. All right, let's keep playing on. This is great. I love going back.
Just like to have that in you.
It was when I was in my bedroom.
That speed and intentionally hit somebody. You are the craziest fucking person alive if you did that.
I'd love to see, and I've tried to track it down, and I know, some of my mods on my channel we've tried to find is we want to see a recreation, and I know that they're going to probably do it at trial. I want to see a recreation with like a crash test dummy or something like that, to show what would happen when someone actually got hit at that said speed and that said distance.
Well, there was one guy who tried to do it. His name is Kevin, and he made a fool of himself. So it's funny when you try to actually. When somebody actually tries to recreate this, the dude made like a Sim City thing, and according to his recreation, John dropped his cocktail glass in the road and then bent over and just remained in that position. And Karen Reed's like, "Oh, now's the perfect opportunity," and she goes in reverse then hits him while he's bending over, picking up his cocktail glass. But then the arms things was he had it. Like the arm scraped the side of the Lexus, which comes with razor blades. Apparently, the LX 570 comes with razor blades on the side and barbed wire, and that caused him to get those scratches on there. So when you attempt to come up with a theory about how this actually happened, you look like an idiot. And so that's why I encourage these people. Okay, tell me how John O'Keefe was killed. Just tell me how how this happened. Explain it to me. You can't. None of them can because they realize they're going to look stupid.
I love it. Joanne, thank you so much. $20 says, thank you so much for your hard work, Brian. It's a good day here in Norfolk County. Yeah, I guess we're hearing a lot more things coming out. Judge Bev may not be on the case. I saw that from Howie Carr this morning. I got to read into that article, but a lot of people have been buzzing about it. So really good stuff. Laylo, thank you so much for becoming a new member. We'll add $5 to the total again. And then, yes, the pirouette. We'll add $5 again. So like I said, 25% of all donations that come in tonight, we will donate back to Aiden's Defense Fund. So I appreciate it. Hey, Dana, how are you? Good to see you in here. We're at $2.95 right now. That's awesome. That's really good. All right, let's keep going, everybody. Oh, I got the spinny fucking wheel again. No, no. Oh my God, the spinny wheel of death. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Theory. And with the dog, and that's how you say that he got the bites or scratches on his arms.
So let's start by saying that this is a theory. It's not my job to prove what happened. It's not Alan Jackson's job.
Yep.
It's the police's job, and they could figure this out because they have more resources to do this. They have luminol. They have the ability to interview people. I don't. So, I believe what happened was that John went into that house at 12, 20, or 21. And she was dropped off in the driveway and ran into the door because it's freezing. Karen pulls up. Ryan Nagel is right behind her. She waits 10 minutes for him to call her back and text her back like it's cool. She gets frustrated when he doesn't, and he leaves. What I believe was happening inside the house was that he ascended and descended 3 flights of stairs. So he must have gone, I don't know, into the basement or wherever upstairs. I don't know what he's looking around. But at some point, Colin Albert was there, his former neighbor who he had beef with. And Colin Albert's a dick. And he makes videos. He thinks he's lippy. He fights a lot of people. He's
bang guy, right?
Bang bang, yeah, bang bang. Yeah. And I think that John is a drunken Irishman at the time too. I mean, John been drinking a lot that day.
Yeah,
he's an Irishman. He ain't gonna take some young punk shit who gives, you know what I mean?
Thank you.
And
Karen.
So the two of them had an argument.
Love to have that
and
happen.
a fight broke out.
Definitely.
And I believe that probably John O'Keefe was winning that fight because he outweighs Colin by a lot of pounds and is taller than him and is older than him. Sure. And so I believe that he was winning that fight, and that's unacceptable in the Albert. An Albert nephew is not going to get beaten up inside an Albert home. And I believe that Brian Albert helped his nephew out. And I believe the dog, the German Shepherd, the man-eating German Shepherd, who has sent 2 other people to the emergency room, according to animal control records, that man-eating dog jumped up at him. And I posted a video of this today of an incident that happened in Jacksonville. A woman was attacked by a German Shepherd.
I saw that.
The immediate reaction, if a dog lunges at you like that, is to do this. It is everyone's instinct reaction. And the dogs will scratch your arm if that happens. It looks exactly like that would happen. It's and I believe that he was torn to the ground by the dog. And at that point, somebody hit him in the back of the head. And I believe that person, if I had to guess who that person was, I would guess it would be Colin Albert, because I don't think Brian Albert's stupid enough to do that. Yeah, look at that. I mean, it's immediate. That's where it just jumps up and it goes right for your arm. And your instinct is to do this, to shield your body from it. It is exact. And when you look at her injuries, it is exactly
the same injury. Yeah.
So,
yeah, look at this. By the way, I just want to recognize Angela. Thank you so much for being a member for 13 months. You made it over a year. Supporting the LTL platform. Thank you so much. Very kind to you. Thank you. Look at the injuries.
And there you go. Does those look familiar, guys?
Yeah.
That's what dog scratches look like. Not bites, scratches, because they got sharp claws, those German Shepherds. And I believe that when they had him on the ground, that Colin did something stupid and hit him in the back of the head. And I think that John began convulsing and puking on himself. I think they laid him against the wall. And then he's just like, if you've ever seen a body convulse like that, it's not pretty. When the shit just comes out of you, the puke comes out of you, because he's got puke on his boxers. How did the puke get on his boxers if he was outside, got hit by a car? He must have been sitting up and puke came down on him. And at that point, they're like, this motherfucker's going to die, or
Thank you.
Vegetable
Thank you.
worse.
Appreciate that.
And so the story is simple. He never came in the house. It's a simple fucking story. He never came in the house. There's nothing to get straight there. It's just, we didn't even see, we invited him over. He didn't come. I guess not. And then they're like, where was she last seen? We saw her in the corner. We'll just dump it there. And then we'll break a fucking cocktail glass and make it look, because the original plan was going to be Karen got out of the car and smashed him over the head with the cocktail glass. I think that's why the broken cocktail glass was there. And
real quick, I'm just going to pause this and come back to this point that Lena on me says, this is a great interview. I like it most when interview doesn't act like they're an expert. What's the use of interviewing someone if they know it all themselves? My favorite interview so far. I really appreciate that. And again, like I said, it's still very green to Karen Reed's case at this point. I wanted to know more about it, and why not have the best person on to talk about it? And, and I've learned something too that makes, I guess, and this is just, my opinion. Okay. And I heard this once. I've always been a big admirer of Joe Rogan's podcast. I know some people don't like him, and that's fine, but I enjoy listening to him. I enjoy watching his podcast. And someone said to me, actually, I'm sorry, someone didn't say to me, but during his show, he did a show with Anthony from the old Opie and Anthony show. And Anthony said to him, do you know why you've been so successful, Joe? And Joe went, why? And he goes, because when people come in, you just shut the fuck up and you let them talk. When you're interviewing someone, let them talk. The audience that is subscribed to your channel knows who you are. So they know what you're going to talk about. They know your style. They know your mannerisms. When you interview someone, you shut up. They want to hear from them. That's why they're coming to watch the show. And I just let people go. I mean, you've noticed that when I have one-on-one interviews, or I have a couple of people in the studio and they sit down, and just let them talk. And that is the best interview, because you don't want to hear from me. You want to hear from them. And then as the interviewer, you're just there to guide them through the interview. That's all you should be doing. You shouldn't be talking that much. Debbie, thank you so much for the $10. I said in the chat earlier, if we only knew then what we know now, and remember watching this episode, it's so much has happened. Yeah, and that's why I wanted to go through this again. I thought it's really good to go through and see how much has changed, and how much has either been different or stayed the same, and all the things that we know now. And TV is doing great on this. I mean, he's just laying it right out there, and very informative. This is a very informative interview. If you're looking for information and you're new to the case, I thought this was a great interview in that form. Let me do this. Teresa, thank you so much for the 20. Says, thanks for all you do. Free Karen Reed and free Turtleboy. Thank you. And then Kelly, a 2-month member, says, my favorites. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, let's go.
And then by a fate of, a stroke of luck, Karen backs into John's Chevy Traverse while backing out of the driveway at 5 o'clock and breaks her taillight. Change of plan at that point. When they see the broken taillight, they're like, oh, we call Proctor. He's the taillight fairy. And Karen they had to get her car because her car is in Dighton at this point at her parents' house.
Right.
And so Proctor gets to Dighton at 2:30, calls to have the car towed, has it out of there by 4:15. Except in his report, he says that he got there at 4:30 and had the car towed by 5:30. If he towed the car at 5:30, he would be unable to get the car back to Canton for 5:45 when the state police did the search. But if he got the car at 4:15, that would give him ample amount of time to make the 40-minute drive to Canton, do a little smash, and then sprinkle 4 pieces of red taillight at the scene in time for the state police search at the unsecured crime scene. Right. And so I'm not even convinced Proctor was the one who put those there. I think that Lieutenant Brian Tully put those there. I'm going to put the guy that came in, because that motherfucker is dirty. That when he came to my house, he looks like a human penis. Yeah, you do, Tully. And oh God, I hate that motherfucker. I think that he is the one that did it, because there is more evidence that he was at the scene at that point than Proctor. So I believe he's the one who planted those taillights, because it's also important to point out that at 6 a.m. that because Proctor couldn't have done this on his own. Like, let's be real. He could not have. He needed help from other police. At 6 a.m., the Canton police search the scene. They find the broken cocktail glass and 6 droplets of blood. Nothing else. Then 12 hours later, after 18 inches of snow has fallen, they find a shoe
everywhere. Yeah.
And 4 big red pieces of taillight. How did the Canton police miss that? It makes no sense. There's no explanation for how they could possibly miss that unless they're blind, incompetent, and dumb. And of course, they don't go in the house. They don't search the house. I'll tell you one thing, man. If you don't want the police to come in your house, just throw a dead cop on the lawn. It's like kryptonite to the police. They won't come in your house. But if you say the wrong thing on YouTube, they're gonna come with the friggin' fugitive squad and they're gonna go all through your shit. It's not pretty.
So I've heard some.
Again, I'm not making light of the situation, but I'm getting what his humor is there and what his point is.
People debate like about this that people that think that Karen did this. So Karen hits John. She goes home, in this frantic, pulls in, and then lines her car up just to magically hit the the back of his car, and that that's to hide the broken tail light because she broke it down in Canton, but line this up. She went in the house and said, oh shit, I realized that she did hit him. She because we get the video of her backing out, she perfectly lines it up, bumps his car. You can clearly see she does hit his fucking car. I mean, that's definitely how
undeniable. Yep.
Right. And I've heard some people about that she lined this all up knowing that she did hit him and caused.
So let me get this
straight. What do you think about that?
They believe that these people believe that that her taillight was already broken.
Yeah. Right.
And then she made it look like she hit his car. Right. And I would just like to point out that the people saying that have the balls to call you a conspiracy theorist. Like, that is the funniest part about it. The people calling you a conspiracy theorist have to believe the most crazy, asinine shit possible. It's the definition of gaslighting. That's what it is. We're not the conspiracy theorists. If you believe that the injuries on John's body came from Alexis, you're the conspiracy theorist, sir.
Yeah. I've even seen accidents where people have been rear-ended before with such force at like 40, 50 miles an hour, and taillights don't break. They're pretty fucking strong. Like, they're pretty strong.
Yeah, he weighed.
They have to be a pretty direct hit.
And 200. I mean, if you hit it, if you look at when she's pulling out of Meadows Ave, it's hardly broken. I mean, there's definitely a piece missing. One piece missing, right? But the rest is illuminated. Now,
yeah, and that's the thing is you can see the stripe. Like, that's the thing that got me. And like, we went over the video a bunch of times. When she backs out and pulls out, you can see the driver's side one is fully illuminated, but that passenger side is, you can even see like where the it's not illuminated and that stripe is out. So you can tell like that whole light went out. It was out at that point.
Let me just say this. The state police have my phone, right? And I have information on my phone that I have not made public to the world yet, right? Particularly regarding taillight. And I can prove beyond any doubt that they planted taillight. I have undeniable evidence of it that I have not yet published.
Interesting.
They have my phone. They have now seen this. And I hope they're shitting their pants, Tully. I hope you saw that and you're like, this motherfucker hasn't even released the really damning stuff, because I'm coming for you. It's coming out. I spaced this shit out on purpose, motherfucker. Oh, the 911 call that I don't know anything about. Oh, I think that's coming too. So stay tuned.
So do you have your devices back, or they still have them in custody?
They still have them, but you can just get it back. I went down to Verizon, Mike.
You get your cloud. You
got the cloud. So I got all the shit. I got all the videos. I got everything back. Except I can't get my Facebook. That's the Clarence Woods Emerson account, which is like 40,000 followers and is valuable for that reason. I can't get into it.
It's yeah, I bet you were probably having a moment like, holy fuck, like I'm not gonna be able to get any of my shit back. Like, were you shitting at first when like you finally?
Nah, because the law's on my side, and I got an army behind me that is willing to donate. And when that's important, because you got good lawyers when you do that. I just got a lawyer today. I officially have a lawyer. And he's fucking great. I mean, I interviewed so many lawyers about this, and I wanted a lawyer.
Oh, wow. That's when he hired Bradle. Wow. I didn't even realize that. Holy shit. That's the first time he hired Bradle. Wow. That's pretty cool. Wow, we've come so far. We've come so far. Oh, by the way, I'm going to do this. If anybody wants to watch this without my commentary and the stopping and going, I'll drop the link at the end of the live tonight. So if you want to go back and just review it on your own without stopping and the commentary, you can do that. So, wow, that's pretty cool. That's the first time you hired Brado.
That more than anything is emotionally invested in this case already. Somebody who I don't have to explain this story to. Somebody who is following it and is passionate as I am about it and wants it, isn't afraid to mix it up. And I got that lawyer today, and I'm going to make a post about it tomorrow. He's going to be in Stoughton District Court filing motions tomorrow. And I don't know this yet, but a hearing will be coming very shortly.
So Lady Los Sanders says it can happen to any of us, chat. We have to set a precedent. Worst thing is that it's not the first time in Boston is a great cover up, and it's not
it's not Boston in this case. It's
right.
It's Canton, and it's state police. The dead guy is Boston cop, and the man who owns a home happens to be a Boston cop. But this story, a lot of people are mixing this up. This is kind of the Boston police aren't really a part of this, but I get what you're saying. Let
me read a quote to you, and just let me read a quote by you that you just had in one of your recent blogs.
Real quick. Jen Mitchell, thank you so much for the 10. Thanks for the 10. Says, thank you for replaying this. There's so much info. It's great hearing TB summary from the beginning. Again, it's really good. You know, now that I'm going through this, I'm like, holy shit. It was very, very informative stream. And if you wanted straight facts or just straight information, and this is, is back in 2023. So we haven't even gotten through the trial and all the other things that have happened. It's really great, unfiltered information. Did a really good job. All right, let's keep playing through. Make sure to smash that like button for me. There's about 750 peeps in the chat. I appreciate it. And I want to let everybody know 25% of everybody's donation tonight will go back to Turtleboy's defense funds. We'll kick 25% back to him. And we're going to keep going on. Here we go.
And I'd love you to talk about that a little bit. And then if we can get into actually the day like you got arrested, as I really want to hear about that, because I find that really fascinating in what happened. So in your recent blog, I believe it was today, you say they thought I'd break down crying after feeling handcuffs for the first time, have a panic attack in the back of the police car and look broken and shook as they dehumanized me in handcuffs and shackles like a dangerous criminal. Instead, they arrested me in a Free Karen Reed t-shirt over a Free Karen Reed t-shirt. And I asked Brian Telly when we were alone if he had done anything to find the Ford Edge parked where John's body was found at 3 a.m.
Research for this interview.
I made it clear to him that it didn't scare me in the least, and I carried myself with confidence. And that made him realize that he could not break me no matter how hard he tried. By looking at me and talking to me, he knew that I knew that at the end of this, I would be free and he would be in handcuffs. Talk to me about that.
I mean, I just saw the look in his eyes when he's in my house. I smelled weakness. Like, it was such a weak move on their part. It's just like they're exercising what little power they have because they know it's going away soon. They know that, and they're going to try to shut me up and punish me with the remaining time in which they have institutional power, which is going away because of me. This is their last ditch effort to stop me. And when I didn't break, when I was completely unfazed, I was surprised. I'm like, the guy pulls up, gets out of the car. I'm like, I'm under arrest. The fuck? For what? And they're like, witness intimidation. And it's just like,
the fuck is that?
Oh, man, you guys think this is going to stick? That's so fucking cute. Let's go. Let's fucking go. But they got me. I mean, it was smart because I couldn't get to my phone. They know that I'm most dangerous when I have access to my phone. Not physically dangerous. Don't get any orders on me.
Right.
You must have been like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I've never even heard of anything like that when he was arrested.
But like, mentally, like I can bury you with my phone, because if I get access to my phone, I can make a Facebook post, and they know. And I go on Facebook and I go, I was just arrested, I'm going to be in Stoughton. Do you know how many people would be down there? They would outnumber the other side 1,000,000 to 1. And that's why they did not want me to get access to my phone, because they wanted their people there. But Turtle Rider Nation's strong. All it takes is one. and they start talking. They post on the justice page the entire hearing. All I heard the entire time was honking outside. I'm like, there's
Yeah,
my
I know.
people.
I
There's
did.
my
I heard
people.
that.
Yep.
Like we were playing it. We were watching it live. I jumped on. I was actually home on staycation. It came up because everybody's like, holy shit, you know, they're all messaging me. I fucking like 9 million texts. They're like, Turtleboy's not going to be in your show tonight. I'm like, why not? He's like, you've been arrested. We have to check it out. And I'm like, what? I'm like, where's the court hearing? And I'm like, holy shit. And we played it, and literally you can hear just all the honking in the background. It was like amazing. I was like, holy shit.
It was so cool. It was so, it was so morally uplifting to hear that, because I'm looking in court and I'm seeing a bunch of douchebags. I'm seeing Carl the Cuck and all these other losers in court. And like, I'm just like, but outside, all I heard the whole time, it was like that trucker protest in Ottawa 2 years ago that got broken up, right? It was just like the whole time, honk, honk. Like, yeah, that's my people.
All right, real quick. If you're just coming in, I just saw a lot of people come in from the glare. I want to recognize all of you. Thank you all for coming over and hanging out tonight. We're just watching a replay of the first live that I ever did, or first interview I ever did with Aiden. And this actually, the reason this sparked was I remembered I did it. It was almost a year ago to the date, October 18th, 2023. And again, I was still very green to Karen Reed's case at this point. I only probably did a handful of lives, and I wanted to go right to the horse's mouth at this point because Aiden was doing such a great job. Have him come on the show and explain, you know, to my audience, you know, what I've been, you know, basically talking about on the last like 5 live streams about Karen's case. So super informative stream. And I think it's pretty cool to go back and look, you know, how far we've all come. And if you want just straight facts, this definitely is the stream for it. And like I said, at the end of this live tonight, I'll drop the link in this if you want to watch it uninterrupted and unfiltered. So we'll keep going on. And again, I just want to make everybody aware that all the donations that come in tonight, 25% of it, I'm going to donate back to Turtleboy's Defense Fund. So we're going to give him some money at the end of the show and get that up on his Defense Fund site. All right, let's keep playing through this. This is really good to go back and look at all this.
Let's go.
Tell us about the day you actually got like arrested. Can you go in a little bit more detail, like what happened, what you were doing that day? And
so I was dropping my kids off at the bus.
Terrible.
Across the street. And you know, they got on the bus, and then I walked diagonally across the street to my driveway. And you know, sometimes
did you sense anything like was going on? Did you see anything out of place? No,
nothing.
No, because sometimes there's cars behind the bus. There's three cars behind the bus, well, Silverados. And you know, and sometimes people talk to me, right? Like people will drive by my house sometimes and be like, Turtleboy, like they know where, like, hey, Turtleboy, they'll talk to me. That's happened before.
Right.
And so
Excuse me.
A car starts pulling up, and I'm like, getting a little bit close. And then all of a sudden, some guy who looks like his name's Sully gets out of the car with the fugitive thing on, and he points to me. He's like, "You're under arrest." He just grabs my arm. I'm like, "Wait, am I being punked? What? I'm under arrest."
Right.
And then I realized within 5 seconds I don't got my phone, because that's my first instinct is get the phone, and I couldn't get the phone. I'm like, "Oh, they got me. That's what they got." And then they tell me about they tell me about it took me for a while for it to sink in what the fuck was happening. And then they're like, we have a warrant for the house and the car. And I'm like, what? And at the time it hadn't really sunk in, but as time goes on, I realize what an outrage this is to take someone's, like, all it takes in this country. I mean, keep in mind, our founding fathers, do you know what the Third Amendment is? A lot of people don't know the Third Amendment.
No,
it's the one where the British can't sleep in your house.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Brits can't sleep in your house. The Fourth Amendment protects you from illegal search and seizure, right? Like, our country was founded on the right, on the idea that, like, individuals have rights, and a tyrannical government cannot trample on them. Right. Except in extenuating circumstances. Like, it takes a lot. Well, all it took to get a warrant to invade the most sacred place an American citizen has, their home. All it took to obtain that warrant was, I said some shit on YouTube they didn't like. I mean, that's ultimately what this came down to. And that should frighten the fuck out of everyone. All these idiots cheering this on are too stupid just because they don't like me. They're too stupid to realize the bigger picture here. What if it happens to you, motherfucker? Well, you're gonna cheer that, because I wouldn't be cheering it on if it happened to my worst enemy. Like, I will never cheer on the fucking state as they imprison people and violate them and invade their homes and take their property. I don't give a fuck how horrible you are. I will denounce that precedent every day of the week.
You want to hear something? I'll give you a quick anecdote. So the day, not funny you get arrested, but the day you get arrested, I leave, I go out and actually, I'm sorry, the next day I go to the gym and I'm driving home. And as I'm driving home, and it's funny because I was messaging some friends and calling them. I said, holy shit, they're going to have, they're going to see my conversations like through email with Turtleboy,
they
right?
read them, bro.
100%. Yep. So hear me out. So I go to the gym. I come home that morning. I'm driving down my street, and literally there's a fucking cruiser coming right towards me. And I'm like, oh shit,
gotcha.
Like they're coming for me. They're coming for me. But he ended up taking a right and going on the other street. But I was like, holy shit. Like, I wonder if they're going to ask me questions.
You know how many people are thinking about that though? Like a lot of people I haven't heard from that I used to talk to regularly because they're scared to talk to me. Everyone's scared to talk to me now. And that's who I feel really bad for, is all, because I ain't scared, but a lot of people are. And a lot of people are just, and that's why when we sue their asses off, this is the damage they've done to my business moving forward. My business relies on confidential sources feeling comfortable coming to me, knowing they're not going to get out of it. And as it turns out, all it takes to find out all of your sources is if Brian Tully doesn't like shit that you say on YouTube, he can misrepresent your words, and then some idiot judge will sign off on a warrant. And then boom, they can just rape your house. So there we are.
So what are your formal charges? I heard something like you're facing like life in prison. Is that true?
I mean, if I live longer than 120 years, I'll be good. But I'm facing 120 years in jail. No biggie. But because I ain't doing a night in jail. Fuck them. I'll never go to jail. And not only am I not going to jail, I'm going to be filthy rich at the end of this. So I'm going to write them a big fucking car. Like I'm talking about like the notoriety that I got from this is, you know how much people would pay for this? Like this sort of publicity. Like I go out in the courthouse steps. I get to give a fucking stump speech, and I'm greeted by my people out there, and everyone knows I'm innocent, and everyone knows this is bullshit, and everyone knows I'm going to beat this, and it's going to be fucking dope, man. Like you guys just made me a freaking hero. Do you understand what you've done? You understand the marketing opportunities that I'm going to get as a result of this? I didn't do this. You did this. So I just want to thank you. Like you just made the whole ride down. All I was thinking is like, I can't wait to talk to the documentary guys. This is going to be fucking dope.
Let's back up a little bit, because I had some questions about John's cell phone info, the cast information. Now, what's been surrounding around that? Because they said that Karen's defense team is saying that there's indications that he did go up like 3 levels, or he made a certain amount of steps, but then something like that information got lost or erased or something like that. Can you clear that up for me? Because I'm kind of confused about that.
Yeah, so there's really nothing, I get you're confused because they're lying. Like it's really actually really simple. The Apple Health data shows that John was ascending and descending stairs between 12:21 and 12:24. And Karen Reed doesn't have stairs in her car. So that means that he was inside a house, right? Because they have stairs in houses. And Karen Reed's phone, if she would also show that if they were in the car together and it showed him ascending and descending stairs, it would also show her.
Yeah. So Scott, this is almost a year to the date. This is the first time I ever talked to Aiden in my entire life. October 18th, 2023. So it's literally a year to the date. A couple days in between. And it's funny. I talked about this at the beginning of the show because I was like, I don't have anything for the Sunday show. I don't know what I'm going to do. And then I just had this weird epiphany. And I'm like, I think I interviewed Aiden around this time. And it was on, when did I do this? On Friday, I was thinking about this. And I went, holy shit. Like Friday has been a year since this happened. So now I have a cool show to do. We'll react and review this and see, how much has changed, or how much we've, made strides in the case, or if anything has changed. And, this is great to go back over. Very, very informative, super informative stream. And I just saw someone saying about a parallel stream. So I'm running this on my LTL Media Rewind channel as well, too. There's probably 4 or 5 people in there because that channel is still being built up. That channel at some point is going to become Call You Landry and my channel combined, because we're going to start doing a show together. We just haven't talked about it in a couple of weeks. I've been pretty busy over here. I'm getting ready to change and move into a bigger studio. So I'm going to be working on that and getting that stuff ready here pretty soon. I got to build out that other studio. But eventually that channel will turn into that. But right now I'm just trying to keep some activity on that channel. So I've been restreaming at the same time doing this over here. And there's nothing they can do because it's my content. So let me just add this $5 from Karen Reed is innocent. Can we start a reasonable doubt database list of all the reasons Karen should be acquitted? All channels can help, and we can share to the defense challenge. I like that. I think TB's done something like that before. So I think he's actually done something like that before. So I don't know. Yeah, but that's a great idea. Maybe we can do it. Maybe we can work on it. All right, let's check this out. Let's keep going.
Ascending and descending stairs, but it doesn't. It just shows him ascending and descending stairs. So that proves he was in the house. Now their answer to that was they haven't even disputed the fact that it shows him ascending and descending stairs. What they're saying is that GPS data does not have him at the house at that time.
Right after
the GPS data has him arriving at the house at 12:24. But GPS data is not nearly as accurate as Apple Health data, because GPS data has margins of error and it relies on satellite, whereas Apple Health data uses an internal clock, which is like when you go on a plane, right? Your Apple device will still tell you what time it is, no matter what. That's the beautiful of the Apple internal Cocoa clock. And so it is much stronger, the Apple Health data, than GPS. And so these idiots are just like, well, GPS. I mean, that's what they're hanging on to. Like, I've used GPS. I used to, when I would run, I used to have this watch. It's like the Garmin.
Right.
And I knew where a mile was from my house. And because I run this route a million times. And my Garmin watch would tell me different because it has to align with the satellite before you start running. And some days, depending on how cloudy it was or some shit, or depending on how many trees you're at, like it doesn't work as well in the woods, right? A lot of shit blocks it. So a mile would be in a different place every single time I ran. There would be a margin of error of, 0.05 miles, sometimes up to 0.1 miles. And so I guess my point here is that GPS data is not nearly as exact as Apple Health.
So what's your plan now going forward? Obviously you're working with an attorney now. Have they advised you on anything to not, clearly you're not going to stop talking.
And keep in mind, he just hired Tim Bradle at this point. Like literally just hired Tim Bradle at this point.
It's my business. I don't have the ability to, so it's what I do. And I won't be silenced.
What will be your plan now going forward? Are you going to continue to dig into this, or do you feel like you've pretty much peeled all the, the onion layers back? Do you think there's more?
Oh, there's more. And this shit I haven't published yet. And it will come out. And so I'll decide when I post shit strategically. Let's post it that way. I knew about Lucky for a long time. Let's just put it that way. And I do a little bit at a time. And I don't want, I'm not going to give away our defense strategy, but let's just say there will be motions filed very shortly. And now it's Daddy's turn to fight back, right? Now we get to fight back. You wanted to fuck?
Thanks, Suzanne. Appreciate that.
It's time to fuck. Daddy's ready to fuck. Let's go. Just saying.
So I don't know. Could you take some questions from the
whatever they want to ask. Whatever they want to ask.
If anybody wants to ask a question, just put a Q. If you really want it to stand out, you can super chat. We'll pull up your question. We'll take some questions here. Just put a Q question. We'll pull them up and give Turtleboy some questions. By the way, man, I just want to say I really appreciate you doing this. Coming here on the channel.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I always say is when you look at these cases, and I looked at this case, I'm like, there's so many different dynamics to it. You're hearing, the prosecution, you're hearing the defense, and obviously now, I mean, you're definitely part of the story. So I had to have you on and hear what you had to say about this.
And I'm a witness in this trial now too, certainly. It's like, how are they not intimidating me as a witness?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
they're trying, they're failing, but let's see. What is the question?
No,
Oh,
just
okay,
the Free
gotcha.
Turtle Boy
Yeah.
support you from the UK. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
okay.
Yeah. If anybody has any questions, here we go. We got one. Tsunami says, "What did you think about the judge at his arraignment?"
Well, first of all, I'm gonna try not to crap on the judge who
Sure.
controls my freedom too
Right.
much. But I thought that it was ironic that 2 weeks earlier, that same exact judge who is known to be pro-police in general, that same exact judge denied a harassment prevention order to one of the 8, witnesses who is kind of a witness, but not really, according to him. His own words, not mine. Kind of a witness, but not really. That guy applied for an order in that same courtroom in front of that same judge 2 weeks prior and was denied on First Amendment grounds because my speech, the judge said, did not include true threats to cause bodily harm, which is a prerequisite to get an order. But now, essentially, an order, the same exact kind of order, has been granted based on the same exact evidence, no true threats. So what has changed? That would be my question. And that is obviously an avenue that we will be pursuing.
I know what I wanted to ask you. Explain to us Haslong to Dying Cold. That was the one I wanted to talk a little bit about that too. The theory of the prosecution and then what you found out about it.
Yeah. So basically we know that that Jennifer McCabe at 2:27 a.m. Googled how long to die in cold after she had gone home. Now that's a weird thing to Google because if you don't think anyone's dying in the cold or you don't plan to throw somebody's body out in the cold, why'd you Google that? And it's undeniable. So Cellbrite is the industry standard for data extraction. And when she first handed over her phone, the state police forensic expert, Nicholas Guarino, who went to Westfield State and took a 3-day course, so he's an expert now, and he did not find any of her Google searches or deleted phone calls because he didn't know how to find those. He said he hadn't updated his software, which it wouldn't matter if the software was updated, the deleted shit would still come up. So he covered it up. He hid it. And because, as it turns out, there's some really, and it didn't smell right to the defense. So they hire an actual expert who knows what he's doing, unbiased, and he does the data extraction. And they've shown receipts. It says Cellbrite on it, not Richard Green. It says Cellbrite on it.
Right.
And the Cellbrite data extraction shows that she Googled how long to die cold at 2:27 a.m. and then deleted it. And that she deleted all her calls between 5 and 9. And that's what drew me to the story. And it's game over, right? You would assume at that point. But you forgot how corrupt these motherfuckers are. I assumed this was going to be a one and done story. I write about it. They drop the charges. We all move on with our life. Instead, they did the opposite. And when they continued to press forward and just say, "Oh, that's not legitimate," and we're not going to tell you why, and we got bombshells to come, but just stay tuned. And it was then that I realized, holy shit, what did I just get myself into? This is a million times more corrupt and bigger than I ever imagined that it could be. They are going to ride this one all the way out. There is no limit to what they won't do. They will come to my house and lock me up. That is how dedicated they are to this lie and this cover up. And I bet you they're watching this right now. They're like, why won't this motherfucker shut the fuck up? Because I'm not scared of you bitches. Because you motherfuckers don't scare me. And you'll never shut me up. You fucked with the wrong guy. Let's go.
All right, Alexa has a question. It says, where's the best place to contact you?
You can message my new Facebook page, Aiden Carney, or you can email turtleboysports@gmail.com. Probably better to do that one.
So Jenna says, not a question, but we need a
Jenna
t-shirt
Rocco,
saying Daddy's ready to F.
Daddy's ready to fuck. Let's
Jenna
go.
Rocco in the chat back then. Wow.
Question here. Can Aiden share the $5 million that he has according to the special prosecutor?
Yeah.
So clear that up, because I was like,
that was news to me when I heard that. I'm like, whoa, how rich am I? Holy shit. They brought the JV squad to this. Like the special prosecutor, he ain't so special. Let me tell you, his name's Ken Mello. The only thing he's special about is getting reprimanded by the bar, which he was in 2016, because he did such a shitty job and poor, incompetent job defending his clients. He's never been a prosecutor before. he's buddies with Kevin Reddington, but at least Kevin Reddington is commercially successful. This motherfucker somehow became the special prosecutor in the case, and he got up there and he just read off the piece of paper like a good dog, and he's like, he said this, and then he said this, and then it's been estimated on the internets that he made $5 million off of this story. And like, wait, I looked at that. I'm like, what?
Right. I even went, what?
What this motherfuckers say? I wish. Oh,
right.
shit. And so how did they come up with that? Well, as it turns out, prior to this, when you Google the name Aidan Carney, now I'm the first thing that comes up.
Right.
But there is an Aidan Carney in Ireland who apparently is like some star rugby bro.
Rugby player,
and his estimated worth, according to Toothfinder, is between $1 and $5 million. So that's how when he said on the internet, according to the internet, this is what he's worth. It's like, oh my God, we're dealing with the amateur squad. Holy shit. This is what they brought. Oh my God, this is going to be so easy. Let's go. Let's go.
So Miss Krampus says, I can't wait for the docu-series.
Oh, it's awesome.
Paula's asking, how's Karen holding up? Do you know anything about that? Or
I mean, you see her at court. Does she look bothered?
Yeah.
No, Karen's a confident woman who doesn't seem who's like me. She knows,
and this is all
clearly
pre-trial
knows
hearing
the facts
too.
are on her side, and that she will never be convicted, and neither will I.
Cindy says, great show. Thanks for the $2. Let's see here. I got another question. What can you elaborate on in regards to the 2 handwritten notes you posted on Twitter or X?
So, yeah, I mean, I don't really have much. The reason I posted that note wasn't for the content on it. It was just to show that, like, my house is covered with notes. Like when a source calls me up and I need to take notes, I just write it down in scrap paper, whatever's lying around. And sometimes I don't throw it out. And
these are notes of YouTubers. Look,
those look typed.
Yeah.
Mine ain't that fancy. Mine was written literally on like a Christmas
right.
pad.
Right.
And so I only posted those because I just wanted to show them that, like, there was some interesting information actually on those notes, like shit that I have not published yet because I couldn't confirm a lot of it. Like, for one thing in there was like that Higgins is fucked because he threw his phones in the pool. I could not confirm that. That's what a source told me. So I never, and that honestly shows that, like, he doesn't print everything. Like, he doesn't print shit that he can't back up. I mean, this was told to me, but I couldn't prove that. So I didn't print it, but I remembered it. And if somebody else says something similar in the future, I'm going to be like, oh yeah. Now we got 2 sources saying the same thing. That makes it a little bit more legitimate. So, there were some things on there that I just wanted to show the world that, like for instance, on those, it said that I spoke to a source in the DA's office, and that he said that the FBI was in there 4 times. And that I go, was it a female agent? And because I know as a fact that the lead investigator for the FBI in this is a woman. And he said yes. And that's how I knew he was legitimate. Because I'm like, okay, that's pretty fucking specific. This guy, I mean, and I confirmed he did work there. And all of that was written in my notes. And I haven't published a lot of that. So I put it on Twitter, and I realized, I'm like, wait a minute, they saw that. They saw everything. They saw all my notes and everything. Yeah. And now they know it's coming. And it gave me such satisfaction because I know they're shitting their pants now. And I know they're going through my phone right now looking for more shit. A fishing expedition, if you will. So they're probably looking for some shit, but all their, we're going to find some weird shit in there. I'm not going to lie. You go through a man's phone, all his private DMs, you might find some weird shit. So, but what are they going to do with that?
Fleshlight on the way.
Don't judge. Don't judge.
Sanders asking, in your statement on X, formerly known as Twitter, you mentioned that you won't be stopped. Can you elaborate on that statement? I think he has in the last hour, but I won't speak for him. But
I'm not going to be stopped, man. It's just like, you're not going to stop me. I'm a free American.
Yeah, this was a pretty good interview. This was pretty good. This was a good time. I think once I kind of settled in and was a little unnervous, because again, this is the first time I actually had like a big celebrity on my channel, and this was pretty cool. This was really good. We kind of get into rhythm here. It was a little choppy at first, but once we kept going, we got into a little rhythm. And again, I'll drop the link for you all. So if you want to watch this without my commentary and stopping at the end of the stream, we'll do that. So thank you all for being here. Please make sure to smash the like button. It'd be great to get 1,000 likes on this video before it closes out tonight. And just let everybody know, 25% of all donations that come in tonight will get kicked back to Aiden's defense fund. So we'll do that for him tonight. Derek, thanks for the 5. He says, for TB, nice to go back in time. I agree. This was a really fun stream to go back and listen to. I haven't looked at it in a year, and it was really cool to go through this. And I'm glad you're all here with us hanging out tonight. This has been a lot of fun. So we're at about $345 right now. Let's see. 25% of that, I think we're over 100. We should be about $86. 100 to Aiden would be great. Let's do this. We'll keep playing.
I'm living in a free country, and I refuse to let some jackwagons stop me from being free.
So unsilent majority is saying how high up dose the corruption goes. We know it's not Tully or Albert. Deep State wants to cover this up and frame Karen Reed, but why? What's the big picture?
No, that's really all it goes up to, I think, is the Norfolk County DA's office. I think it stops there. I don't think the feds are dirty. I mean, we know the feds have been incompetent on many things before. Kofendorfer used to work for them, for crying out loud. And they're not above, mixing it up and framing people, obviously. But in this case, I believe that we can count on the feds. I think they're going to come through. I have confidence in them.
So Robert's asking, were there footprints in the snow from the house to where he was found?
I mean, how could there be? Because, at what time? Because it snowed 21 inches.
Yeah.
So like any footprints would just get covered within an hour.
Can you talk about Jennifer Weasel Coffindaffer?
Yeah, she sucks. And she needs to do something about those bangs. It's not the 80s are over a long time ago, girl. You're washed up. She's a crazy, libelous, menopausal woman who clearly gets off on herself and thinks she's like wicked important, but she's just an idiot.
So
I'm gonna pause this really quick. Dana, thank you so much. She said, I've always said you're great at interviewing people, and this replay was great, but I must say you've honed your craft over the past year. Thank you. I appreciate that, Dana. You and Tracy are awesome. I'm been so glad to have you come in and hang out in LTL studio. When we expand, I hope to have you both back. I'm looking forward to having a larger room and it being a little bit more comfortable for people, because it is squishy in here. But, it was a start. I think we've gotten the format down, the formula. I have a lot more stuff that will be coming soon. We're going to get different camera angles and camera switching, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun in here, and I can't wait. And thank you. And I'm so glad that I've gotten, I just want to, put this out there too. And I did do a video about this, and I want to make sure that everybody understands this, that the Karen Reed movement has completely changed my life in so many ways. I've met so many great people, and I've had the opportunity to have the best people come in here and sit in the studio and hang out. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been a lot of fun to stand with people that believe in the same thing, to stand out for justice, to fight back against corruption. And, you've all helped me build a lot of confidence in this channel, in myself, and, giving me the opportunity to do this. And I've been very transparent about this. This is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And I'm trying to reach that goal. I'm climbing this mountain. It's a slow climb, but we're going to get there, and we're going to achieve a lot of success on this channel. And I think that this platform has many places it can go. And I've said this, all from the start. This channel does not run without all of you. It's a communal thing. You all come here and come in the chat and interact on these videos. If I don't have that, then this channel won't move. And I really do appreciate all of you. And I've been very appreciative of this man that is on the panel, that was on the panel with me a year ago, to give me the opportunities that he has given, and the kindness that he's given towards me and helping me out in all of this too. So, I'm very appreciative of Aiden. I've been very appreciative of the community that's come around me with all the other creators as well. And again, there are people out there that don't like me, and that's fine. But I'm going to still do what I'm doing here. I'm still going to continue to do what I'm doing here until both of these individuals, one Aiden Turtleboy Carney and Karen Reed, walk freely out of any courtroom with no charges and go on with their lives. So that is my plan here. And this man right here, Mazza Media, says we were trashing Coffin Affer all the way back to then too, and we were. And it's been a real pleasure getting to know you, Mark. You've been in the studio many, many times. I've gotten really to know you, over the last 8 months, close to a year now. I call you a true friend, and a true friend of this channel. And I've made a lot of lifelong friends here, and I've been super, super appreciative, and I do appreciate that. Thank you. Derek, $20. He says, there's your hundo. Thank you so much, Derek. We're going to get there tonight and keep rolling on. So, Joseph, thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. I appreciate that. And yes, and another supporter of the channel, and I've gotten to sit down and break bread with all these people, and they're really great people, and everybody has their own style on their channel. And I think it's great, that everybody can have an outlet of whatever channel you want to pick to choose to watch, but we're all in this for a common goal. And the common goal here is to free Karen Reed. I mean, that's the bottom line, is to keep bringing and raising awareness. And look at this. I mean, even just looking back at the stream tonight from a year ago, 1 year ago, how green all this still was. Yes, Aiden was talking about it. Yes, Aiden had the Free Karen Reed movement starting. Karen was starting to build a lot of that support. But this is really the time that it started hitting, like October of last year. Well, probably like July of 23. I started seeing a lot more people going to the hearings. You're starting to see the crowds build, the courtroom build, the support build. But this is really coming to the pinnacle because the trial was upon us in a couple more months. The trial was upon us, and to see everybody come out and support, it was insane. It was just insane. The overwhelming love and support, and to be out there and meet so many different people has just been awesome. So again, you're all awesome people. You're all awesome people. Let's see. Just to make sure I didn't miss anybody here. But it's nice to see everybody here. All right, let's keep playing through. We got about another 26 minutes in this. Really great to come back and look back and raise some money for Aiden tonight. Really proud to do that and proud to be here with all of you. All right, let's keep going, folks.
Asking, wouldn't it be fun to run for mayor and win?
Of where? Cam doesn't have a mayor until, I'm the appointed mayor, but they have a system of government where they have a board of selectmen and not a mayor system. So the mayor is more of a ceremonial position.
CG says, I would be afraid of planted or created evidence. Are you not?
What does that mean? What are they going to plant?
Yeah, maybe he's asking, or she is asking about maybe planting some evidence in your phones or something.
Planting some kiddie porn in there or some shit like that. Yeah, good luck. Okay, we'll see how that goes. I don't know what they would do because I have my phone too. I have a mirror copy of the phone. Yeah. So good luck with that. If they try, everybody just nobody believes them anymore. It's just like when they came out and they were like, "Oh, we found more microscopic daylight on the shirt." Everybody just laughed. It's like, "Of course you did." Nobody actually. No one was like, "Oh my god, bombshell! Maybe Karen did it." We were all just like, "Of course you did." That's what.
Let me just get to this really quick. Karen Reed is innocent. $5 says, "Slow is smooth, smooth is fast." Navy SEALs. The channel is growing perfectly. We appreciate your work, Brian. Great channel, and truly appreciate you. Well, again, I appreciate you, and thank you so much for the 5. I think that's great. Thank you for supporting the stream tonight. Jamie, thank you so much again for the $50. That would get you to the 100 for Aiden. Actually, a little over, and great show. Thank you. And that's, our goal here is to try to raise as much as we can. Just Ducky, $4.99 super sticker. And you know what? Speaking of Ducky, I want to let everybody know, and I did this. I talked about this on my channel a few days ago. Chris Ducky Anderson in Danvers actually was attacked by a bunch of thug kids up there and actually was sent to the hospital. I'm sure you followed the story or heard about it. I was tweeting about it, and I did a live on my channel about it when we went through the select board meeting where the citizens of Danvers had stood up and stood behind Ducky. And finally, they actually arrested a 15-year-old kid one of the ones that had assaulted Ducky. He had to go to the hospital. There was a great support for him over this past Saturday. And it's really nice to see that he's getting some justice in his case and to see the community rally around Ducky. I thought that was a really great thing. I plan on doing the select board on Tuesday night, going through and see if there's any new public comments as to, the awareness that was raised there. And I want to hear from the police chief what he's going to do going forward so this doesn't happen again in Danvers, because it cannot happen. And maybe someday I can get Ducky and his mom on the channel to let us know about, what happened and what they're going through there and what they're going to do in the future to make sure that this doesn't happen again. So I think that's a really great thing that happened. So let's see, 1999. Let's see. Thank you so much, Amherst. I appreciate your hard work and time and the commitment to everything you do. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right, let's keep rolling on here. And again, I'll post this link at the bottom of the chat before this ends. So if you want to rewatch this without my commentary, I would appreciate it. And you don't have to start and stop. You can just blow through this as quick as you want here. So here we go.
You do. You just find taillight everywhere, of course.
So Wheels is asking, can you ask Aiden what is the split in public opinion about this case? Is it 50-50?
Oh, God, no. It's 99-1. That's what it is. Unfortunately, that one is the most important people, the people with all the guns.
So John saying Lally lied about Jessica Hyde's report saying that 2 a.m. The search did not happen. A report actually shows that the search did happen at 2:27 a.m. and at 6:20 a.m. search was a remembered search.
Yeah, Lally's lied about a lot of shit in court. He's a liar. He gets up there, lunchbox gets up there, and he said that our expert said that it didn't happen at 2:27. Actually, when you read the report from your expert, she says it did happen. It's just unknown why it said that time, but it also happened at 6:24. Because she did it twice. No one disputes that.
So Angela P says, can you not sue for false?
Oh, you can sue for a lot of things. Angela, and all avenues will be explored.
Then Mary saying, they said at 2:27 was the time the original page was open, and it's BS, as I tested all that on my phone. When you search at 2:27, that's the time it was done.
There you go. Exactly. Any
Mary's
moron
great.
with no, you're not a moron, Mary, but anyone with them as an iPhone.
Mary's a long time supporter of this channel. We talk every now and then through email. She's a moderator on this channel. She's very smart and sends me stuff all the time. She'll be like, I don't know if you saw this. And I'm like, yep, saw it. And she's been a channel member here. And I think I met her when I first started doing the Idaho 4 case, which is almost, well over 2 years ago now. And she's still the same person. She's here all the time, and I appreciate her. She's a great moderator. So thank you for being here, Mary. And thank you for asking great questions. So
could conduct that same search, and anyone knows that it's bullshit. It's just like they just talk in court and hope to bore you to sleep. That is going to be an ineffective way to convince a jury that Karen Read is guilty. But they don't give a shit about convicting Karen Read. They have no desire to convict Karen Read.
It's funny because we'll get one of these every now and then in the chat. Okay, so we had John Jay in here, and he questions, my the way that I do things on my channel. Okay, so I'll just make it really clear because I know that you're watching. Okay, John, listen, I know you came in here to stir up the chat. Okay, this is a business. It's a platform. I have every right to do what I'm doing here and do anything that I want to do with any money that comes through this channel. Okay, but I'm going to put this to you. Okay, because we just had to address this a couple of weeks ago. And I'm not toting myself on the back. I don't want praise. I looked at Karen in her eyes when I went out and met with her and had dinner and sat down for 4 hours and had the opportunity to interview her. Okay. I've raised a lot of money on this channel for Karen. Okay. Well over $6,000 that I've given back to her defense fund. Okay. I've done numerous things for Aiden to help him out. Okay. I can do whatever I want with my money. Okay, the money that comes through this channel. It's a business. Okay. I looked at Karen when I went out and hung out and had the opportunity to sit down and meet with her and said, I don't want anything from you. All I ever want from you is to walk out of that courtroom and be a free woman. And that's it. And that's the same thing for Aiden. I just want him to walk out of that courtroom and be a free person. So if you don't like what I do here, go start your own fucking channel and donate whatever you want to donate to whoever you want to donate. Okay. But this is what I do here. And if you don't like it, then don't fucking watch me. Go somewhere else. It's really that easy. But don't come in here and stir up my chat, because we have a great chat. We have great people that watch this channel. And go, I don't know, go watch fucking Yellow Cottage Tales or something. But if you don't like what I do and you want to donate money to whoever you want to donate, start your own fucking platform and do it. All right, let's get back. I'm hanging out with my friends. I don't want to hang and listen to fucking you. So let's go.
The purpose of this is to avoid trying the people who actually killed them.
And then Laura says, with the feds investigating corruption, won't your arrest just prove that even more?
Thank you, Laura. That is exactly the point. Like here I am saying, all you motherfuckers are corrupt. You're covering shit up, and you're just trying to silence anyone who talks about this. And then who shows up at my house? The very same cops that I accused that of. It's just like, oh yeah, and that's why I wasn't even the least bit worried about. I'm like, do you guys understand how this is going to look? Oh, I can't wait.
Turtle Cadet says 5 million. Can I get some of my donos back?
You're an investor, yeah. Turtle Get. When I get that 5 million, you're gonna get a lot more than your donos back. I promise you. I promise.
Nancy says, Daddy won the lottery. Let's see. Question. Here we go. SJ Howard. Was there any damage to the car that she hit and broke her taillight?
That's according to the police, there's none. There was no damage to John's Chevy Traverse, but there are rumblings that a man by the name of Carl Dougal,
Terry,
may or may not have gotten a little paint job there. Now I have no.
Says Turtleboy, how many conversations have you had with Karen? Seems a lot of misinformation. Oh, well, thank you for the $10. I appreciate that. I don't know. Why don't you ask him yourself?
Evidence of that.
Go.
I asked him about that outside of court in September. He had no comment. Him and his chinless wife there, chin deficient, they did not have any comment about whether or not those rumors had any truth to them. So unsure.
Janet's asking, yeah, throw your question. I mean, you have Turtleboy here. I mean, come on, you can throw questions out there here and he'll answer them. So throw them in the chat. I haven't read your reporting on this case other than some X posts. I've also heard reports countering all of the doubts raised. How can someone be so certain of your work and the views on this case?
Just read my stories. Read the stories. Like the people on Twitter, or X as you call it. I'll always call it Twitter. I'm never calling it.
Me too.
Yeah, it's like, fuck you, Elon. Go fuck yourself. It's Twitter. Stop it. Okay. I've also, like, you've heard reports countering all of the doubts. You've seen people like called Troll Homeo, and people called Krusty Panties, and people called Jennifer Kofindafer and Wendy Murphy. Mentally unstable, stupid people who are lying. They're not that stupid because they know they're lying, and nothing they bring up counters anything. If you actually follow I would encourage you, whenever somebody says something like that, don't just read their tweet. Read the replies to their tweet.
That's a good point.
Read, because they get ratioed hard. Like when you get ratioed like that, you know you said something stupid. Read Olivia Lambo's tweets, right? Read Sleuthy Goothy's tweets. Like there's a lot of people out there who just destroy these people.
I haven't seen her around a lot lately. Mm-hmm. I hope Sleuthy's okay. I haven't really even seen her tweeting a lot lately. And she used to pop in my chat a lot. I hope she's all right. I don't know. I haven't seen really anything of her pop up in my ex Twitter feed lately. I hope she's okay. And she used to come in the chat a lot. Great.
Wheels again. What's the divide in the public opinion? We've already answered that. Let's see.
Compared to pre-trial, he said,
okay.
It has been completely changed. I mean, I assumed before, I just assumed that she accidentally hit him. Now I know, but I didn't research it all. You know what I mean? Now I look into it. It's like, oh, no, obviously not.
Yeah. Liz is asking, has he seen what the Canton DDPW filed about the GPS data last week?
No,
she moved.
They impounded it all. Last Tuesday, I called the Norfolk DA's office and no one would talk to me.
Sleuthy.
Because I told them I was recording the phone call.
Oh, yeah, I remember that when you made the phone call.
And I was literally planning on Thursday to go down there and get it in person and film down there in person since they want to hang up on me. But, I got arrested. So.
Yeah, you arrested the next day, right?
Yeah, literally the next day I was arrested. So there's that.
J1 saying, get a body cam, Turtleboy, and use it every time you leave your house.
Well, I stream every Monday, every morning now at the bus stop. I start streaming just in case some shenanigans happen. We're going to get it on film this time.
Let's see. And Susan M said, I just bought your book on Amazon today. Very cool.
Oh, I hope you enjoy it.
Yeah.
I need to write another. There will be another book coming.
Oh,
eventually.
I'm sure there will be. I'm sure there will be. Let me see if I have any more questions. Thanks for the buck. I appreciate that. Thank you for all the super chats. We got another question here from Kay Baker. Did you give them your password? Interesting.
I had to because I had to call my mom. They're like, they kind of got you by the balls. And this is an angle my lawyer is going to look into, is like coercion almost. Like, I don't know anyone's phone number. Like, you don't realize it till
I don't remember his fucking phone
and
number.
you're like, I need a ride home. I need to alert someone that this has happened. I had no idea that the whole world was talking about this. I thought they were going to try to do it in silence. I didn't know if I was going to pull up to the courthouse and there was going to be people there. So I had to call my mom, and I don't know her number. So I had to give those motherfuckers my passcode. And if they're going to get in anyway, they got the gray key. They're getting in. So whatever.
So Just Me's asking, can you go give a quick rundown on the Jennifer Coffindaffer situation?
I mean, I just did a blog on it yesterday. Jennifer Coffindaffer is a TV personality, I guess, who
Scott.
pretends she's an expert on all things Law and Order, but is really just an attention-starved woman who just needs a good dicking, basically. I mean, she has you just need, you have way too much free time, girl. Like, where is your husband? Do something. And she just spends all day on Twitter pretending to be an expert and dismissing and getting ratioed at all the people who point out how stupid she is when she blindly says stupid, laughable things trying to promote the prosecution's retarded theories. And we found out with a public records request that actually she's been talking to the prosecution this entire time. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So Angela P says, when does the FBI info come out? What will be the outcome of that?
Yeah. So the FBI info, what do you mean the info? Like I don't know when the FBI is going to make arrests. I don't know when indictments come. It could come tomorrow. It could come a month.
Right. Usually it takes a long time.
It takes a long time, and this would be a huge indictment. I think that they are probably waiting until I think they want to see how far they're going to go with this. And I think that my arrest and my charging is like, dude, they're going to come after, the FBI is going to be like, okay, you're arresting another person. Okay. Like, they're not helping themselves. These are the most retarded people. Oh my God.
Real quick, I just want to recognize this. Sherilyn, thank you so much for the $3. Says, will the feds ever step in and stop this? We're hoping so. We're definitely hoping so. But thank you. Can we get to 1,000 likes tonight? Make sure to smash that like button if you haven't. Got about another 15 minutes here, and they're going to wrap this up. We'll get a total. We'll kick 25% back to Aiden's Defense Fund tonight. I'll post it up on my YouTube community page and my Facebook group for transparency. And obviously you can go right to the defense page and see it there as well too. This was really fun to go back and look at this. Like I said, 1 year from the first time I interviewed one Aiden Turtleboy Carney, and I'll post a link here at the end of the stream. So if you want to watch it without my commentary and stopping, you can do that. All right, let's keep going here.
Anyway, go ahead.
That's okay. Nancy P saying Coffindaffer's claiming he emailed her threats.
So I've never sued anyone before because it's a lot of work. And most people who make up things about you online are broke, and so you can't get shit from them. She's not broke, clearly. So she said that she made up a couple lies. She said, I'm a known drug addict that does cocaine, and which is a complete lie. And that I what would she say? That I sent her kids. I sent her an email threatening to kill her kids. A complete lie. So I am talking to attorneys about that angle as well. The deformation claim. What do you have to prove that taillight was planted? Oh, it's really simple. There was no taillight at the scene at 6:20 when they searched it, and then there was taillight 12 hours later. So where'd that come from? Did it rain taillight? No, it was planted there. It's the only thing it's the only possible solution.
Let's see what else we got. Any more question? Okay, says, how concerned are you about the CIs?
My CIs?
Do you think that they will go after him.
Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they will try to track down or at least punish the sources. That's what this is all about, is just going through my phone. I mean, they are just so curious to know what I know, and they just use this as a way to find out.
Asking about the ring cam footage.
What's Sweet Aurelian?
Yeah, I don't know. To the press.
I don't know. I don't know what that means.
I don't
I don't know what that means.
Who's more charismatic prosecutor, Ken Mello or Lunchbox?
Oh my God. That's a great question. I guess Ken Mello, I'll give him a shot. I've seen Lunchbox in action. Lunchbox will fall asleep every time he talks. He's so bad.
MJ says the best show. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. Let's see. It says it's crazy to me that the state is more concerned about Aiden trying to prove a woman's innocent than they are about a star witness in a high-profile case over the lead investigator's house.
Yeah, there's a lot of misplaced priorities. It's weird that they're not looking for that Ford Edge. You know, you'd think I hope they find that Ford Edge who was driving that, because that seems important. But yeah, you're right. Like, I find this major thing that proves without a doubt that the lead investigator is socializing with a witness in a murder case. And instead of being like, well, that's not good, we got to do something about that guy, they're like, let's go after the whistleblower. Yeah, they're the real problem. Sure.
Ellen's asking, where does the basketball team score come into this?
So they said that the Commonwealth is like, no, she couldn't have been looking.
Oh, that's right. I remember
she couldn't have been looking at how long to die and cold at 2:27 because she had a window up for Ozone basketball. But newsflash, when you can have more than one window up on your phone. So when you X out of that Google search page, the next one propagates. And that was what she had up before. So that probably did come up at 2:27 and 40 seconds or whatever.
Right. So Paula asked, so she allegedly hit him, and then he got those marks on his arm from the claw of the Lexus where the DNA on her car was.
Where's the
DNA on her car, or the damage to his body, damage to the body of the car?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, these are great questions that rational people ask, and the police are like, oh, she must have did it because I said so.
So I'm Silent says, what is TB doing about attempted framing him? TB posted that he had receipts of enemy making it appear that all contacted all the so-called witnesses, that he contacted the so-called witnesses.
Yeah, so somebody spoofed my number to the to one of the witnesses that has a stay away order on me, I guess. So I just went and I shut down my phone, and I got my call log records printed out, and I proved my innocence.
You're back.
Aaron says, I think the jumped on John O'Keefe. He hit his head on a bar. He hit his head.
I think.
On a barbell rack. I saw the weight room in the real estate listing. The weight rack is the same size as John O'Keefe. Laceration on the back of his head.
I mean, a lot of people have said that. That's their theory, and that's fine. I don't really care. All I know is Karen Reed didn't do it. And it's not my job to find out who did. It's the police's job.
Sure. Do you think ADA Lally will be broken by having to work this case too? What do you think about governor thinks? What do you think the governor thinks of this nonsense?
I don't know what the governor. I would hope the governor is going to do something about it, but I don't have much faith in her. What was the other question? Something about.
Nope, not that one. What do you think? ADA Lally?
So that's a good question. ADA Lally is already broken by it, and that, by the way, was also on one of my notes that I wrote down. This is what the source told me, that he is on the verge of a mental breakdown as a result of this, and he might be gay. And that's what, again, I didn't publish that, but they saw that written on the notes. So that, again, I'm not saying this. The police have this information, so it might be out there now, that according to my notes that I never published, Lunchbox might not be that much of a fan of the ladies, and he's having a mental breakdown, and he's drinking, and his marriage is in trouble. Not good. Yeah. Again, I didn't say that. You know,
Cindy, thank you for the $10 sticker.
My notes said that I did not publish.
Allegedly,
they got my notes. Yeah.
Right. It's been talked about before, but what do you think about the Norfolk DA is covering for Proctor to save all his other?
Yeah, I think that's a very good theory. But I also think that the Norfolk DA is just plain corrupt. I think Brian Albert, I think he killed a hooker or something something really bad that Brian Albert knows about. So he's got to protect Brian Albert at all costs. That's what I think.
So Lee's asking for the $9.99. Appreciate Lee. She says, instead of ripping Coffin Aver physically, tell us about the audience. Tell the audience who she colluded with through emails.
So according to the records request,
excuse me,
the DA spokesman, David Traub, has been in communication with her for over a month now, that he promoted her account. He referred a reporter by the name of Gretchen Voss to her Twitter account to get her news for the story that she was working on, her hit piece that she published. And then on September 1st, Traub forwarded a tweet that she had put out in which she basically covers for them and urges them. And he says that she has a large following, I think he called it enormous following on Twitter, and that we should use her to push back against Turtleboy's factual reporting. And then on September 7th, she left an 18-second voicemail with David Traub, who she claims she's never in contact with in the first place. Yeah, weird.
Yeah, really weird. Why do you think John O'Keefe's clothes lack grease, oil, rubber marks, brake dust, or tailpipe soot? If he was hit by the rear of a portion of a car, no dirt or grass stains. Again, just more logical questions. Anybody
because Colin Albert doesn't have a tailpipe. It's just true. That's why.
Let me see here. She got a tripod and hung it out with Brian Enton during Gabby Petito case. That's it. How's it become real?
She inserted herself in the Gabby Petito case, and that's kind of how she became. And then she got addicted to the fame. And I hope these people are starting to learn this. I think I've broken these people, and they should never be invited back on television ever again.
And then Kells asked, what evidence do you have that the taillight was planted?
That question was asked like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So the evidence I have, there's no taillight there at 6. There was taillight at 5:45. It did not rain taillight. Therefore, it was planted. The end.
Okay. Can they not still go in and search that house and check out the basement? Yeah,
I suppose. But, the homeowner will let you in. She's real nice. She's pro Karen. She's completely pro.
Really?
Karen.
That's interesting.
Very pro. I had a conversation. Really nice lady.
I felt weird when I went down there the other day, a couple weeks ago, and streamed down there just to give my audience like a view.
Yeah, just don't step on her property. You know, like
I was like, I don't know, like do you think I'm fucking weird or something?
And I'm sure she's used to it by now. It's like whoever moved into Chris Watts' house. Right. But it's like it's a famous house. It's you know what I mean at this point. Right. And as long as you don't step foot on the property or make a lot of noise, it's a public street. You can do that if you want.
You're right. Tsunami's asking, wasn't there a vehicle that was in storage for 6 months and recently repainted that belonged to someone at that house?
You're getting your stories mixed up there. Carl has like a vintage car, and Carl Dougal, the cuck, Boston cop who is buddies with John and believes that Karen is guilty. He's an idiot. He comes to all the hearings. Well, Carl the cuck kept his car in storage at Karen's house for 6 months. So he found her useful enough to allow his car to be stored there for 6 months until he wanted to get it back. So he had to call David Yannetti up to try to broker that deal. But that's unrelated to the allegation. Again, this is not proven that he had the car, the Chevy Traverse, John Chevy Traverse painted. So there's no evidence of that. But I asked Carl about it in person. He had no comment.
Calling that, what part of your defense can you access? As part of your defense, can you access their phone data?
Whose phone data?
Yeah, you got to be more specific.
Yeah,
that's not gonna help. Let me see.
Yeah, you're right, Scott.
Are you concerned about being tried in court in such a proving corrupt place like the Norfolk County?
Nah, man, because you know why? Because people like me. Juries consist of people, and I'm very charming and I'm very convincing, and the facts are on my side. So I am not worried about that in the least.
Any leads on where the dog is?
Oh, and by the way, every lawyer I've talked to, every single lawyer, I always ask this: what if I was found guilty, which I'm not going to be? Am I going to jail? And it's unanimous. No, you're not going. Like in Massachusetts, bro, Like they let like violent criminals. You get like 10 chances in this state.
Yeah,
You ain't going to jail because
that's like the first thing I thought when I heard all this. I'm like,
Yeah.
he's gonna get like probation, or they're gonna try to turn him down, or like,
Right.
I'm just thinking like he's not going to fucking jail.
The whole purpose isn't to send me to jail. It's to shut me up for a little bit. Like that's the purpose of this.
Yeah, 100%.
Any leads where the dog is?
Fuck the dog. I hate that question. I hope the dog is dead. That dog fucking ripped John's arm apart. It spent its entire life chewing up innocent people. That dog can go fuck itself. Fuck Chloe. That's my thoughts on Chloe. People are all concerned about Chloe. Chloe's a fucking wild wolf. There's like no difference between Chloe and a wolf. Stop it. You like coyotes too? Stop it.
All right, we're coming up on an hour and a half. I know Turtleboy's been streaming for like almost 4 hours, 5 hours.
Yeah.
I want to give him time back to his family. I want to just thank everybody for hanging out this evening. I think it's been a lot of fun. Will you come back and hang out with us again? I'd love to do it, man. Love to do it down the road somewhere for sure. Yeah. Yeah, we'll stay in contact, and definitely you'll see me out there in March at Karen's trial, because I'm going to be there.
Sure will.
Maybe we can meet up and hang out.
For sure, bro. Hopefully, if I'm allowed there. So yeah. Well, yeah. Let us know. I'm sure we'll be following you on Twitter, on your YouTube and Facebook, and get all your updates. And again, man, I appreciate you taking this time. I know you've been like bouncing around on all these shows and streaming like 4, 5, 6 hours a day, and you have your own show to concentrate on too. So, we appreciate it. Thanks for having me. All right, man. All right, guys, we're gonna head out. Thank you so much. That's Turtleboy over there. I'm Brian, LTL Podcast. Please like, share, and subscribe, and come join us. You got all the turtles in the chat. That's good stuff there. Love seeing it. All right, we'll see you next time. Take care, guys. Have a good night. Peace, guys. Bye.
My old outro too. Oh gosh, memories out the corner of my mind. All right, that was good. It's good to go over that again, right? It's been a while. And what I'm going to do for everybody, if you want to watch it unfiltered without my commentary, I'll drop it here in the chat for everybody. So that's the link there to anybody that wants to watch this. I'll post the link after down in the chat as well too. Be a lot easier to get to it if you want to watch it without my commentary. So that was good to go back and look at that. 1 year, man. I wasn't as gray. I didn't have any gray. Okay, I was a lot thinner. Was much more handsome back then. But no, it was just really good to look at that and go back and see where we've all come, and it was really good to have Aiden on the show back then. So all good stuff. All right, Sophie, what are we at for a total? Because I want to make sure we get this before we go off air and get the right amount over to Aiden's defense. All right, we're at 470. Why don't we do this? I'm going to be a sweetheart. I'm going to round up to 500. So 500, 25% of that will give us $125. So we're going to give 125 back to Aiden's defense fund tonight. I'll make sure that we'll do that. I'll get it posted up on his defense website, and then I'll take a screenshot. I'll throw it up on my Facebook group, and I'll throw it on my YouTube community page as well. And then ultimately, vet me, you can go right to his Give Save Go defense fund, and I'll drop the link there. If anybody wants to go and support that directly, you can, but I'll have it posted up there. So yeah, really great. I'm gonna head out of here. It's late. I'm tired. I literally worked all day. I haven't been home yet, and let's see. Hopefully, I'm going to be signing a lease tomorrow, and my new lease will start on November 1st. We're going to move into a bigger space. We're going to have 2 rooms. That's going to be down on the 2nd floor, which is going to be badass. I can't wait for that. I have a lot to do in there, build out the room, get it set up, get some more cameras in there, and I think it's going to be a great time, and we'll be able to really sit at a table finally. Not like we have been. We'll have more room, which is going to be really fun. So I will get the $125 over at Aiden Carney Defense Fund tonight. I'll make that donation just as soon as I get off air. Listen, I appreciate everybody being here this late on the Sunday night, hanging out, watching this rewind with us and reacting. It's been a lot of fun. I look forward to doing more of these. They're fun to go back and look at a lot of these old lives And you're all amazing. Just please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what you thought of the show once it posts. And I'll be back tomorrow night live, probably at 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll catch everybody then. Thank you all for being here. I love you. All my Go Squad members, my moderators, you're all fantastic. And we'll be back soon. All right, everybody, I'm going to head out. Have a great night. Get some rest. I would say go Pats, but they just suck right now. Let's face it. But, oh, by the way, really quick, before everybody runs out of the room, Friday night is the Turtleboy and Karen Reed Halloween party. I will be there at that. Lauren from DC is going to be up here. She'll be at the party as well. And then Saturday, Lauren and I will be in Dedham, Massachusetts, right out in front of Legacy Place from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's this Saturday coming up, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Standing out for Karen Reed and Enrique Delgado Garcia. And forever else, if you want to come join us, Sandra Birchmore, Justin Root, so be it. Come join us and stand out for justice. We're going to be there for 2 hours. We'd love to get a nice gathering over there. I know that normally it's on a Sunday, but Lauren has to head back to DC on Sunday. But she said, hey, let's do a standout on Saturday, and we're going to be there. So please come join us. I'm going to get it officially up on my Facebook page. I'll talk to Paul Cristoforo, see if they can add it to the free Karen Reed standout. And, we're really looking forward to doing that. So I will see you all later on. I'll be back tomorrow night live. I love all of you. Thank you for helping out Aiden tonight and helping out the channel. It keeps the lights on here in the studio. And again, I will talk to everybody soon. Have a good night. Bye.